Good morning, my hatters. Okay, so this morning we're gonna have a big scheme. It's gonna be really good. You have to bear with me. People are still sleeping, so I'm kind of just all over the place with it this morning. But we still got something going on. Okay. That said, whew, today is gonna be a good day. Today we're gonna have a good stream. So we're gonna make the most out of this. Also, I want to give a special good morning to my what is that damn thing called again? My moderator, Black Angel TV. How you doing, girl? Always a pleasure to see you when you on. Okay. So right now we're just gonna go into a little something while we wait for him to come in. So Big Scheme is a rapper out of the South, right? He's also a Navy veteran, and he's he's in school. You know, he's doing his thing. You know, he's like like Chevy Jones. He's just trying to make this money. He's trying to get to $1 million. You know, I was telling him about that the other day. We're gonna get to $1 million, right? So my brother suggested that I actually do a little something for y'all and actually play something, you know, so that we all get an understanding of who we're listening to, right? Okay. So give me a second. I'm gonna work on that right now. And so people who are going to be listening and people who are going to be listening in the future, they can all get a understanding of, you know, the man that we're going to be having a whole discussion with. Yeah, just give me a second here. I'm just raw dogging this right now, so bear with me. I'm still learning this whole thing. You know, I'm gonna do something a little bit smarter this time. So, because I got to bring people in. So, today was not supposed to be this difficult. Y'all know that. This is what I get for waking up so early. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, hold on. All right, so forgive my silence quick. I'm trying to do a lot of stuff, so bear with me. Okay, hold on. If I haven't seen any comments yet, but I'll get to the comments as soon as I get done doing this thing. So bear with me. I'm struggle streaming right now, so bear with me. Okay, which one it is? I don't remember which one it was. Damn it, I am terrible at this today. Let's see, and I'm telling myself right now I should have did all this earlier before I caught myself doing all this, and now I'm just trying to play catch up. I think I got that right. All right, so okay, now where was I? I was doing something somewhat important. Okay, yeah. So thank you, Black Angel TV. Oh man. It's like you said, I think I just woke up too early this morning because, man. Anyway, we got so I'm gonna play one song for the audience so that everybody can get an idea of what we're gonna be listening to. I mean, the person we're gonna be hearing. And so, song I'm gonna play is actually one I really liked. It's called "Get the Bag." So here we go. This is what we're gonna be playing here. Get the bag, get the bag, get the bag. Count the cash, count the cash, count the cash. The Draco loaded up, he gon' make it fast. Get the bag, just get your bag. Get the bag, get the bag, get the bag. Count the cash, count the cash, count the cash. The Draco loaded up, he gon' make it fast. Get your bag, just get your bag. Damn scheme, where you been, nigga? Nigga been out here getting money. What happened between you and no boy? I don't know, fuck him, he was acting funny. Why you still with 24K? They're my brother's nigga, and I fucking love him. First it came up off the bat, hell yeah, nigga, and you know I'm stunning. Heard the boy want the kids, hell yeah, I don't understand. Nigga watch my every move, sick to say he's still a fan. Never worried about these niggas, scheme gotta stick to the plan. They jealous on me, cause they know big scheme is a fucking man. Rima, dumb hoe, pussy is a dreamer. Got a 24K stamp, guess you want the fucking whole cap. Never gave a fuck about a bitch, throw the hoes out, might fit. Shoot a nigga up with the stick, nigga should've been coach shit. Big scheme making money
Just get your bag. Get the bag. Get the bag. Get the bag. Cut the cash. The Draco loaded up. Please don't make me spaz. Just get your bag. Just get your bag.
Okay, so there you have it. That was Big Scheme, Get the Bag. And he actually has an album out. What do you mean? What is this? Hold on, can you specify that question? Can you specify that question, please? Okay, anyway, so without further ado, I'm gonna invite, we're gonna bring in Marcus Holloway, aka Big Scheme. I want everybody to give a special warm welcome to the big homie right now. All right, here we go. Scheme, what's happening? Hold on, let's make sure he's actually in first because he's connecting. Okay, he ain't connected yet, so. Scheme, what's happening?
What up, man?
Oh man, holding on like a hubcap in the fast lane. Just waking up on this wonderful Saturday morning.
Yeah.
You know, because let me tell you right now, I had a very, very long night because I have been contemplating this all week. Couldn't wait to get it started, and we in for a good one today. So, man, how you doing? How you doing this morning? How you living, man?
Hey, man, I can't complain, man. Life's pretty good right now. You know.
Right. So we're gonna get into it, right?
All right.
You know, my first question to you is where does the story of Big Scheme begin?
You mean as far as like how I got the name, or
you know, let me be more specific. My bad. What's your hometown and what was the story like for you in the beginning?
So I was born and raised in Meridian, Mississippi, right?
Right.
Ain't too much there, man. Single mother, typical story. We lived with my grandma in the projects for a few years while my mama was still in school and shit. Then eventually we ventured off. That's how life started for me, man. My childhood was average. You could say typical young black male story. You know what I'm saying? That's different from nobody else. Football was my original dream. You know what I'm saying? I used to play running back and receiver, so that was my passion.
I gotta ask, man, because you said running back and receiver. Like, hold on, was you just the refrigerator with it, or was you just smaller back then?
No, I was just smaller back then, man.
Okay, yeah.
I didn't get bigger to the Navy for real.
Fed your ass good, huh?
Yeah.
Hey, look, that's usually how everybody's story going with that one. Because
you know what, man? I've always been kind of stubborn. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right. Yeah, because I can tell you right now that's how most of us got. I was having a conversation. I was in the conversation with Memphis last week about that same damn thing.
Yeah.
He refused to believe that I actually recently stepped on the scale and was 240.
I mean, we carry well, man, you know.
I try. So when you how long did you play football?
I played football from 6th grade all the way to freshman year in college. But I ended up getting in a car accident, man. Got hit by a drunk driver and stuff, and it messed my knee up pretty bad. If you can remember, whenever you used to see me, I was out like my knee hurt, man. You know what I mean? Like,
yes, that was your thing, though, man.
yeah, so, I had a bad car accident, man, so I couldn't play ball. Came back home and ended up trying the local college there, and then that's when I realized I wasn't feeling school. I didn't want to be in school.
That's the story of a lot of us. So you mentioned you mentioned growing up a single mom, growing up with a single mom, and you know there's that whole stereotype from the 90s that you know that if you were Black you didn't have a dad, and you know you were doomed to be either dead or in jail before you're 21, and your only way out was basically rapping in sports. Was that something that you actually heard growing up?
I heard and lived, man. I got locked up when I was 19. So I spent 11 months behind bars. I couldn't get bail, but my cousin, he ended up doing 13 years for me.
Oh, damn.
Told me to go do something with my life. So a couple years after that, that's when I actually joined the Navy.
All right. So did you ever have a relationship with your dad?
Briefly, but when I was a kid, he was there, but he was messed up, man. He was on drugs and shit, so I didn't like being around him too much. I do remember briefly like playing baseball with him because he was real good at baseball. So, but that's the only maybe positive memory I got of him.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so no, keep going. Sorry.
Yeah, he was always high and abusive. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I didn't know at the time he was on drugs, but so if you go listen to my song Insecurities, I talk about that situation a little bit.
Okay, yeah, because before you came on, you know, I showed the audience one of your songs. I actually showed them my favorite song because you know one thing I should let people know is that one of the reasons I love Big Scheme so much, and I do love his music so much, and I know his music so much, is because he always gives me a sneak peek. So I'm always hearing something firsthand. So like I said, when you get a milli, you know, I'm gonna be the guy like, hey, before this song even came out, I knew about it.
Yeah.
I knew it was gonna be a banger. Right. So actually the one I played before you came in was Get the Bag, because again, that's my jam, right? You know, that's my motivation song now. That's my 2023 motivation song. I get out there and I'm, you know, get the bag, you know, you feel me? I'm out there. I be playing it while I'm doing my second job, which is Lyft. You know, and they know they know they gonna know about you out here.
You know, I run, man. Get the Bag is not about getting money. It's I wrote it because I receive a lot of hate.
Right.
I'm always worry about what I'm doing. So, but basically, the song is about instead of worry about what I'm doing,
worry about what you doing.
Go get a bag.
Right. And I feel that, but it's still motivation to go get money.
Yeah, man. I'm glad I can motivate you. Or anybody listen.
So when did you first start getting into the music?
Man, I think I fell in love with music when I was 5, man. My Uncle Jeff, he used to come pick me up from school. He used to have Master P playing, you know. So fell in love. Yeah, around that time, man. And then around 10, I started making beats. There used to be this thing on the PlayStation in a computer called MTV Music Generator. I don't know if you ever heard of it.
Oh wait, what? Just PlayStation 2 or which one? Which PlayStation was it?
The first PlayStation.
I had never seen this on the first PlayStation. I had the first PlayStation.
They had MTV Music Generator 1, 2, and 3, but you can make beats on there, and you can put them on a disc and all that stuff. So you ever heard of Pastor Troy?
Yeah.
Pastor Troy, all those old songs, No More Playing GA, all that stuff, he made it actually on that generator.
I'll be damned. See, because I would have never guessed that. Okay, so from the moderator, she said she wanted to hear some more of your music. I left a link to his YouTube page where there's a good catalog of his music there. So if you want to check it out, there's a link right there. I'm gonna leave a link in the description at the end of this at the end of this interview. So everybody who follows my page, they're gonna see that link. They're gonna know to go and check that out because the music is banging. All right. Y'all gonna end up having a bunch of kids to this shit. Y'all either gonna have a bunch of kids or y'all gonna get rich. One or the other. It's not negotiable. So as you know, I talked to Memphis last week. I remember you was there. Shout out to LeJarrett, aka Chevy Jones, with a 3, not an E. And one of the things that came about was he was when I asked about the both of y'all doing work together. Yeah, and so he showed nothing but mad love for you, man. So it was like, thinking like, when do you have any idea in the near future of when that's gonna start happening?
Man, me and Memphis supposed to be making songs together about 3 years now, man. It's just every time, time was always off. Either he was busy, I was busy, or he had something. I'm out of town, he out of town. But most definitely we're gonna get that.
And I definitely look forward to it because I've heard his work as well as yours, of course, and I know that putting those two minds together is definitely going to be something amazing. It's going to be something special because, I mean, your styles are not the same, right? But the story in the beginnings are one in the same. He talks about similar beginnings, not exactly the same, obviously, because we all have different experiences, right. And I definitely enjoyed going on about how his work became. And I know I was telling him we had to do a part 2 because me and him, we haven't even gotten in the beginnings of it. But I know that timing it had to be a really hard thing. I know that's why it took us so long to get this far, doing this talk and everything. So as far as parenting is concerned, you don't have children, do you?
No, I got 2 kids. I got a
2 kids,
8-year-old son and a 5-year-old daughter.
I've never heard you talk about your kids. That's it. I don't know. Maybe because I wasn't around to hear those discussions, but I kind of just.
When did you leave the boat?
I left the boat in 2015, and I left the Navy about 10 days later.
What month in 2015?
December.
Oh yeah, I was born.
Yeah.
I guess we just never really talked about it. Yeah,
because fun fact, everybody. When I met Scheme, the very first year we met in 2012, right? Late 2012. Just sea trial. It was sea trials, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was during sea trials, and I'm telling y'all, Scheme was like the bully I made my best friend. Because I mean, he walked around the ship like he meant business, and the business was ass whipping. And let me tell y'all, according to everybody, business was booming. All right,
I might have put my hands on people, man, but it was people be pushing those buttons, man, and I felt like they thought since we was in the military, you can't get hands put on you.
Right.
To I didn't care about none of that. If you disrespect, that's the only way I knew how to solve the issue.
I mean, that's that's actually the only way to solve an issue, man. You gotta come correct, or you gotta get dealt with, because that's where a lot of us, from our respective territories, that's how we do things. As men, we either learn to respect each other or we gotta throw the things.
Right. A lot of people was just fake hard.
Mm-hmm.
Like, bro, I know people like you. You're not like that.
Yeah, see, me, I was a gooster. So, I like, if I got mad, it was, something really had to happen.
Yeah. But you know what I always respect about you, man? You never tried to be somebody you wasn't. You was just yourself. And I can respect that from a man.
I appreciate that. I can appreciate that. I appreciate that. Thanks, brother. So, you play. I want to go backwards a little bit here, because anybody who knows me knows football is like my whole love. It's something I love to talk about. Right. So when you played, when you played ball in high school, who was like your favorite people to talk about when it came to football?
Like, who's my favorite player at the time?
Yeah. Favorite players, rivals, all that stuff.
I always love Randy Moss, man.
That's my guy right there. Hey, wanted to give a special good morning to Andre Golden. Welcome to the stream. Hit the like button for your boy. We already into it. Welcome. Continue.
But yeah, Randy Moss, Donald Driver. I just love Donald Driver.
Donald Driver was the man, though.
I like him same height, so I felt like, if he could have made it, I could. But as far as receivers, those were my two favorites.
Right.
Running backs, I don't really remember. I was a little cocky back then, man, so I thought I was the best thing on the field.
Right. Because I can tell you right now, one of the people that I used to enjoy watching, and one of my favorite guys, despite his little legal issue, was Brett Favre. Brett Favre, it was all of the stuff he went through off the field that made him so special to me. And then he got on the field, and it was like he wasn't going through anything. That football was just right there on it. And Andre Golden said, Lawrence Taylor, way to show your age, Grandpa. My man.
I'm in Mississippi, because that's where he's from.
That's where he's from, yeah.
He was I was at a bar up there, man, and he bought in a couple rounds of drinks. And he was, he was a real nice guy, real humble. He talked to everybody, so.
Yeah, and let me tell you the legend that I idolized. I pretty much mimicked my entire game off. I met Jerry Rice, right? Yeah. I can't necessarily say I met Jerry Rice, but I didn't meet him, because I got right in front of him, right? We was at a car convention. My dad was known for taking us to car conventions. And this was 2003 or no 2002, when the Raiders were actually good. And I met Tim Brown, and and shook his hand, and it was all cool. But I got to Jerry Rice, and I passed out.
Oh.
I passed out because I was so starstruck. I never thought I would meet him, and then it was like, before I could shake his hand, because he wanted to shake my sister and my brother gave him a hug. And when I was going to shake his hand, I started hyperventilating, and I just dropped.
Yeah.
I was just like, Jerry Rice said, "Good morning, young man," to me. He spoke to me.
Right.
So it actually meant something. And I missed the opportunity, because he could have gave me that mojo or something. If I shook his hand, I could have got the mojo, and I could have been the next Jerry Rice or something.
I was Jerry Rice, man. You're from Mississippi, so
he is also Mississippi.
Yeah. Which Mississippi, one of the most slept on states as far as talents. It's a lot of talent. Man. Musically, a lot of actors people don't know are from Mississippi.
Can you name one just for shits and giggles?
Can I name one? You're gonna put me on the spot now, man. But
oh, come on, man. Hey, look, you said they were slept on. You got to know your people. I can name you a good number of people from California right now. Not even thinking about it.
I would get a famous person out of Mississippi.
Hit me. We already said Brett Favre. We already said Jerry Rice.
Oprah.
What?
Oprah is from Kosciuszko, Mississippi.
I'll be damned. And and there's two people I want to talk about that people don't either don't know or would have never guessed were from California. David Ruffin. Okay, thank you, Andre Gold. He had to throw Temptations out there. But two people from California, people would have never guessed were from California. The Rock and Childish Gambino.
Yeah, I knew that. Who said David Ruffin from my hometown?
No, he ain't from the hometown, but he's from Mississippi. I don't know how the hell he managed to get to the Temptations because Motown's in Michigan.
Yeah, So David Ruffin is from Wyden, right? That's like right out of Meridian. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So but yeah, I knew that. I knew the Rock was from Cali. I knew he was born in Cali. I'm a huge fan of the Rock, so
okay. And Black Angel TV said Ray J from Mississippi. Oh, okay, that's
Brandy off from both from Mississippi.
Yeah. Okay, that one's actually new to me as well.
Yeah.
So really, I didn't know Ike Turner was from Mississippi. Okay. See, look, they showing you up right now. My audience is showing you up right now.
They're actors. You didn't say musicians.
Hey, I said anybody. I didn't. There was no limit to this. I just said you couldn't say. Brett Favre and Jerry Rice because we already knew those two.
I got you. Ike Turner, B.B. King.
B.B. King, yes.
Britney Spears.
Yeah. All very good. Yeah. So yeah, and it's safe to say that Mississippi is very much slept on. And now we got to add. We're gonna be adding Big Scheme to that list. Yeah. Because like I said, we're gonna get that Millie. We're gonna get that Millie.
You ever listen to Big Crit?
I never heard of him.
Really?
Yeah, you know me, man. I'm always behind those stuff.
Yeah, I went to high school.
Word. And it's funny you mentioned that because I actually went to high school with a guy who actually did some work in Star Wars.
Really?
Yeah, good friend of mine, Devin LeBron. His name is in the credits for the third generation Star Wars movies. I can't remember if it was the first or second one, maybe both of them. And he did some work in one or two of those movies. And man, let me tell you, I loved them. And I'm gonna have to end up watching the whole. I'm gonna have to end up watching the whole damn series later on, because I don't know about y'all, but I love me some Star Wars.
Confession, man, I've never seen one Star Wars movie.
You are missing. Okay, so you know why I can't be mad at you? Yeah. I can't be mad at that because not everybody can be a versatile nerd like me. Okay, I always tell people, hey, look, you may be great at these things here, but I'm average at everything.
I don't know, man. Never just was never something I want to watch, and I like stuff like that.
Yeah, it's great. It's great sci-fi. If you're into sci-fi, because that's what Star Wars is, sci-fi. Right. If you're into that sort of thing, that's definitely something that people should really get into. And I actually got into Star Wars because of my dad. Because that was just something he tried to get me into Star Trek too, but I just wasn't feeling it. But that's just what he did. Now, As far as music influences go, who were your biggest influence as far as music was concerned?
Bone Thugs,
Yep.
love them.
Can't go without those guys.
Master P. That's just what I heard in Mississippi.
Okay.
Lil Wayne.
Wait, you said Lil Wayne?
Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense too.
Jadakiss. Jadakiss is my favorite rapper.
Okay, yeah. Look, see, and that's a good choice of favorites to have.
Yeah. I actually met Jadakiss not too long ago, and then yeah, that's pretty much it, man. As far as Jeezy, I say Jeezy.
Okay, yeah, Jeezy's actually a good rapper. I don't care what anybody say. I actually love listening to Jeezy.
Yeah, I don't like Tupac or Biggie because I feel like people just say that because they feel like they got to say it. But as far as who influenced me growing up, those were.
Okay, all right. So have you had any opportunities to do anything with any with anybody mainstream or any of the bigger under borderline mainstream guys?
No, not yet. It's a matter if I wanted to spend that money or not.
Look, man, I'll tell you right now, we all know the age old tale of gotta spend money to make money.
Yeah.
I hate it. I've always hated it, but I understood its necessity.
Right. So it was like, do I really want to get this man $20,000? And another 10.
For a feature?
Yeah.
Damn, that's hardcore. Right.
If you wanna verse me, man, unless I know you.
Right.
Like somebody Memphis don't have to pay me for no feature. I do it off screen. That's my dog. You know what I mean?
Right. Of course. Yeah, of course.
Somebody else? Nah, I need 1,500. I need half up front.
Half up front. I heard that.
But you know what I'm saying? Like people don't realize how much work goes into rap or just writing a song in general.
Oh yeah. Look, my brother, I got a brother, an uncle, a cousin, and several other family members that either are or still are into the music. And man, let me tell you, those songs don't write themselves.
Nope.
That time in the studio does not make itself. None of that stuff makes itself. So trust me when I tell you, if anybody understands, it's your boy. Because right. I have been in the studio with some of those guys, and man, that stuff is not easy, not even a little bit.
No, I mean, you know, you see people. It looks easy when you see people just flowing and rapping. It looks easy, but rapping is their talent to be able to put words in a sequence that rhyme. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you something that's probably gonna be considered controversial, but you'll have to hear my method on this first. Now, yesterday I was with my mom. I was with my mom yesterday. We were heading back here to Sacramento. Shout out to O'Shea Duke Jackson. We were heading back to Sacramento, and I said, "Mom, Luther Vandross is the greatest rapper alive." Or excuse me, he's the greatest rapper ever. And I said, and she said, Luther Vandross wasn't a rapper. I said, correct. Luther Vandross was not a rapper, not even a little bit. Mm-hmm. But let me tell you something about Luther Vandross, right? Luther Vandross, if you listen to most of his songs, I'd say 90% of his catalog, if you actually paid attention to his lyrics, those were that of a rapper. I'm not talking about being hardcore or storytelling. Well, definitely is storytelling.
Right.
But you think about it. You think about and I always reference the song "Never Too Much," right? Mm-hmm. Because if you listen to "Never Too Much," the rhyme scheme was so hard it would have made your bones shatter.
It was a hard song, man. I think my favorite Luther Vandross song is probably "Dance with My Father" again.
That was a really good song. I believe that was his last hit single.
Yeah.
And I can tell you right now, whenever I hear a Luther Vandross song, I just know when he start rhyming, I can see him right now in the studio with the white beater on, just doing the whole thing, you know, with the hand motions. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if in one of them damn videos he did, he actually started toting guns in them while he was singing. Hey, look, slow motion and everything, just holding the gun. Yeah. Just singing about how much he loved you, but at the same time showing you he hard. Because I don't know, you know, not surprisingly enough, not enough people have seen this movie, but I don't know if anybody has seen Meteor Man. It's a movie starring Robert Townsend. And and I can tell you right now, Robert Townsend is a great black hero. But in this movie, he never says a word, right? That always bugged me to this day. Bugs me that he never said a word in this movie. But he would just be pulling out that pistol every chance he get. Every time you see him, he pulling out that pistol. And I was just thinking, like, if you add that pistol with his songs,
yeah.
Oh, come on. That video gonna go crazy. All right, so switching gears here, want to get to the subject that brings us together, right? And that's the Navy. So how did you get on about that process?
About getting out?
Yeah, about as far as going in.
So like I said, man, I had served 11 months. So shortly after I got out, about a couple years later, man, I think I was working at Walmart at the time. And my uncle, actually, before he died, he talked to me. And he was like, "What you doing with your life?" I was like, "I don't know." I laughed about it because I thought it was funny. He's like, "No, I'm serious. What you doing with your life?" And he was like, "Why don't you go join the army?" And I'm like, "Man, I ain't trying to join no damn army." He's like, "Why not?" I said, "I ain't trying to die." He said, "You getting shot at anyway." I was like, "Well, you got a point there." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So because I had got shot. Well, luckily the bullet just grazed me. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I realized after the fact. But anyway, he had a point. So I ended up driving to the recruiting office like that next day. Well, hold up. I called my cousin to talk to his recruiter that put him in.
Right.
But I actually talked to an Army recruiter first. And he told me, this was on a Wednesday. He told me to come in Monday. And I was like, nah, if I don't go now, I'm not coming in, you know?
Okay.
So I drove down there to the recruiting office, walked in the building. I looked at the Army, and I was like, I really don't want to join the Army. I looked at the Marines. I really don't want to. I'm damn sure not join the Marines. So then I seen the Air Force, and they had a note on their door that said there's a 2-year waiting list before they outright. And I was like, 2 years, I'm gonna be back in jail. So I walked back out to the car. Then I walked back in. I grabbed a card. I walked back out. I walked back in. I looked at the Navy, and I went in there, and I asked him. He was like, "What's up, man? You need a job? Cause I seen you walking back and forth." And I told him I was trying to join the Air Force. Fuck, tell him about the Navy. And then that next day, I passed a little practice test. He took me to the ASVAB, and I joined the next day.
Okay, so because you know I'm hearing all this, and I have to ask these questions. What made you look at the Army and the Marines and say no?
Because I don't feel it's not something I wanted to do, man. I didn't want to be in Iraq, and like I just didn't want to do that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I've always heard about how I used to hear that the Air Force is easy, and I don't remember hearing too much about the Navy, even though the Navy was in my city. There's an A school in Meridian, Mississippi.
Okay.
You know, I think that's where the PSs and the YNs and all them go to.
Look, if you probably haven't guessed yet, the fun fact about Oakland, California, right?
Right.
There is a Navy supply center as well as there used to be an Army base, both in where in the part that I'm from, in West Oakland.
Mm-hmm.
And people are almost never surprised by that fact. But what they're surprised by is that I'm from West Oakland and I ain't no gangster. I always thought that was funny because it's like, wait, you from West Oakland and you ain't gangster, and you ain't doing no. Shit, I like being lame. Shit. Yeah. You know how much easier life is when I have nothing to prove.
Right.
I think that's one of the look. I can tell you like this, right? If I went to your hood right now, I could go through that whole thing, not a single problem, not a single word. You know why? Now, obviously, drive-bys, bullets ain't got no names, and that's understandable.
Mm-hmm.
But ain't nobody gonna come up to me and start no trouble. Not because I know you, but because they'll look at me and be like, okay, well, he ain't here to start no trouble. We ain't gonna start no trouble with him.
Right.
And one of the things that I always tell people that always gets me over with people is I always lead with respect.
Right.
Kindness is free is not just a motto. That is a lifestyle for me. I always lead with it.
You know, I always tell people, man, because I've been in a lot of hoods in America. Like January, I was in Compton. You know, but
yeah, that's the ghetto. that is the hood.
That shit is a jungle for real.
Don't get caught up on Normandy.
But I was, I was with certain people. You know what I mean? So like, wherever I was going, somebody was with me, type shit.
Right.
I always tell people like, nah, that LA shit, that's real. That's real.
It is.
Definitely need somebody with you. But my experience is, man, people don't really mess with you unless you look like a sweet lick or you're showboating or like trying to stunt. You know what I mean? Then they'll get you. But for the most part, people just don't bother you. They mind their business.
Yeah. And with the way that I look going out in town and stuff like that, everybody be looking like, shit, I don't want to mess with him. Shit, he look. So I wanna bring something to your attention that you probably already know. And I had this conversation with Memphis last week. It was how I was dressed in Japan. You know, everybody now keep in mind, we out here in the middle of the goddamn summer.
I don't even remember Japan, man.
That's because most of y'all was drunk during most of it.
I was yeah.
Bro, let me tell you something. When we was in Japan, I had just started a divorce proceeding, okay? So I get it. If anybody knows anything about a little bit of depression, yo. Okay, so I get it. I'm with you right there.
Right.
And keep in mind, this is the middle of the summer.
Right.
And here we are, and here everybody is wearing next to nothing. And I'm the only motherfucker head to toe covered up, got the hoodie on, got the
You damn man.
Look,
but I defended you though, because people was like, man, he crazy, probably hot as hell. I said, believe it or not, you probably not though. He probably not.
And the crazy thing is I wasn't, and I'm gonna explain why again, because I know Memphis asked us last week. He was like, "How the hell are you not hot under all of that shit?" Because I was wearing jeans, I had the hoodie on, and I'm in all black. Okay, and keep in mind, I ain't cut my hair in days or something like that. So I had the mini fro. I had a little more hair back then, but you know what I mean. It was visible. Yeah. So everybody is like, how are you not burning up? And I'm just like, nobody ever noticed that I had a whole bottle of ice water on me. So yeah, I'm just sipping that ice water as I go along all day. You know, I ain't hot. I'm shit. My insides ain't cooking like all of y'all's is, despite having having next to nothing on. Y'all over here walking around looking like strippers and shit, and I'm over here just fine, fully clothed.
They was also drinking liquor too, and that shit just gonna make you sweat. So,
look, Skin, I was drinking too. Remember, I'm drinking right now. I mean, this ain't shit, but
you ain't alone, man. You know.
Hey, okay, look, you over here trying to show out on me. Look, man, I had to look. Y'all know I had to go to rehab. I had to cut the hard liquor out of my life. Okay, shit. Look, I wasn't there. Okay, so which is
how Get the Bag gets made.
This is how I get the bag. Okay, look, don't mess around and have me relapse. All right.
No.
So I have to. I want to ask this question because I know this is a bit of a touchy subject. When we had made it back to Norfolk that same year, during that time, I know one of them I wasn't around for because of course I was in rehab, and then there was the one we had the ceremony for. One of them being MM1 Meredith and BM3 Wiseman. I'm sure you probably had to have some kind of relationship with Meredith because you guys were in the same department.
He was my LPO.
Yep, that's right. You were a machinist mate.
Yeah, and I was the last person he talked to before he died.
Yeah. So what was and seeing I'm having a hard time trying to get this because it was a touchy subject for me too, because even though I didn't really know him personally, when the few times that we did talk, he was really kind of, and he was really helpful. Obviously we weren't in the same division or anything like that, so it's not like I could speak to him every day, but when we talk, he was always helpful.
Mm-hmm.
So when I heard about the accident, I was personally bothered by
it. It fucked me up, man. Because when he got there, he just peeped the scene a little bit, and he talked to me, man. Like he made sure I got a good eval.
Yeah.
For the first time, like I was struggling to get what I deserved until he came, and he told me and he told Jones, he's like, "Don't worry about it, I got y'all." Right. And he was just a good dude, man. I called him right before that because I was supposed to buy these speakers out of his trunk from him.
Right.
He had 7s, right? 12s. And I was supposed to buy those from him. So I called him and I was like, yo, you at the house? I'm gonna pull up. And he said, no, I'm in Maryland. I'll be there tomorrow. I said, all right, I'll get at you tomorrow. And unfortunately tomorrow just never came. So he died like 20 minutes after that phone call. So I got the call that Sunday morning. They was blowing my phone up, man. But I thought they wanted I thought that I was ignoring their phone calls because I thought they wanted me to come on that
man. Yeah, man. Nobody wanted that phone call.
So like I finally answered the phone for Alarka.
Right.
And he was like, hey bro, I just want to let you know that Meredith died. I'm like, what the fuck you mean he died? Like, bro, stop playing, bro. Like, this ain't funny. And he was like, no, I'm serious. And then when I really heard his voice, I was like, damn.
Yeah, damn. I didn't hear about it until, the day after. I mean, when everybody got back to his shit, because if I'm not mistaken, it was over a weekend.
Right.
And so, yeah, it caught me by surprise. And then of course there was BM3 Wiseman, who we had pretty much the same kind of relationship. It was passing by, but he was a really cool dude. We actually got promoted at the same time. Actually, if I'm not mistaken, we all got promoted at the same time. Me, you, and Wiseman.
Yeah. And you know what's fucked up? I talked to him right before he did that. He was in the truck tunnel. And I asked him, was he going, because I believe we were in Maine. And I asked him, was he going to shore because the Liberty boat was out there.
Yeah.
And he told me, yeah, I want to go eat. I just got to go get something out the boat's locker. I didn't think nothing of it, man. Then I heard the emergency. So I kind of ran in there, and they hurried up and pushed me out, but I could see him.
Yeah.
Swinging.
Yeah. And the funny thing is okay, so a lot of people probably already knew this, but I was in rehab during that time. I was they call it SARP. I don't know if they changed the name or not, but it was called SARP.
I went through it too.
Yeah, so I was in rehab and I had got the news, and I was talking to what's that damn girl everybody call crazy? Mitchell.
Who?
Mitchell.
Yeah.
And then I had when I got back to the ship, when I was the day after I got out of rehab, I had spoke to Tanner.
Okay, yeah, I remember Tanner.
Yeah, I had spoke to Tanner, and he explained to me the entire situation, and I was just blown away. And all right, sis, the both of y'all are here. Come here. No, come here. Say hi to America.
Hi, America.
Okay. Yeah, these are mine. I don't know if you remember, but this is the one who had the birthday party out in Norfolk that I couldn't get everybody to go to.
Yeah.
And now it's 10.
Damn.
And then I just made this one up to relate this one. Gotta make sure you can. Yeah, so all right, y'all can go now.
Okay.
Love you much.
Love you too.
Being a dad is hard work. Okay, so Devin Williams said, keep up the good work, fam. Thank you, brother. And Black Angel TV asks, do you have merch?
I do got some merch. It's in the process of getting made right now, but it's 24 my brand.
Right.
I do sell these shirts, and I'm in the works of getting my website done right now. So once
perfect.
If you follow me on Instagram, I give updates, and you'll be able to get merchandise and stuff off the website once it's up.
Okay, I'm gonna have to get that. I'm gonna need you to get that information out to me, because we go support each other. Like I said, like, you know, that's gonna be the most important thing, you know. So I wanna do a little fast forwarding, because as you probably remember, I left the Navy in 2015. When did you leave the Navy, and what was your biggest motivating factor to leave the Navy?
I actually left the Navy. I got out of the Navy last year.
Right.
He was one. I was record labels, was contacted.
What you gonna eat this morning? Which one?
Navy.
Right.
Two.
Man, both of them. No, not two, just one.
Wait, can you say that again? You broke up for a minute.
COVID was the last straw for me. You know what I mean? Like when they told
COVID.
me. Listen, when they told me, you go home mother. You know what I mean?
Right.
I got tired of not having control of my life.
Right. Yeah.
You know, I just had a friend that got out. He asked me, what was it like to get out? And I was like, for the first 30 days, man, you really got to find out who you are. You kind of lose yourself the longer you stay in there, and you have to find out who you are. Because it's a constant battle between who you are and who you need to be to survive while you're in there.
Yeah, you know, it's funny you mentioned that, because, you know, I had already had a complete synopsis of what I was supposed to be doing and how I was going to be living while I was in the Navy, because my father was in the Army, and so I already knew what was to be expected when I came in. But honestly, you know, a lot of contributing factors will just lead a lot of men, especially us as Black men, to want to call it quits. And it's really tough to make those decisions, especially when there is a whole lot of things that you can't control, as it were.
Right.
So when you talk about wanting to have control back, you know, I know a lot of those things are directly contributed to the Navy or just the military in general, i.e., duty days, when you call yourself eating, or when you call yourself sleeping, or where you're going, you know, and those are just the basics. You know, everybody is going to have their own gripes about this subject, because it does make a difference. A lot of people don't really understand that it does make a difference, and there's all these contributing factors. You know, that big girl was one of my biggest contributing factors. You know,
Right.
I didn't get to be in her life until she was 2 years old.
Right.
Didn't get to see her birth. Didn't get to see her first words or first steps. Didn't get to see none of that. The baby, different story.
That's tough, man. Because you know, I knew it was time for me to get off the ship I was on. Told my son, I see him weeks because I'm about to go back out, and he was like, "Again?"
That's all.
And every time I leave, his mom would email me and like, "Your son's been acting a complete." And I was like, "Yeah, it's time for me to take that leap of faith and just go head on, man." But like, I was miserable, man. Like miserable. Like I just hated it. I hated it. I was losing my mind. I was literally going to.
So what was one of your first thoughts when you finally got that DD-214?
Free.
Oh man.
It's like, remember I told you I was locked up for 11 months. So it's like when they open that door, they see outside. You know what I mean? Like,
You eat my whole box, I'm gonna take your damn fingers off. That's my crave. You better at least leave me half. All right? Shit, your mama already took half from me. Disclaimer, because my ex-wife does watch these. She did not take half, okay? And to this day, me and my ex-wife, we have a decent enough relationship. We are on good terms. I don't talk bad about my exes, because, you know, they all watch this stuff. You know, they all support me in one way or another.
right.
So you'll never hear me talk bad about it. But so, you know, you what was when you talked about getting out and staying out of trouble and stuff like that. What made that so prevalent? What was so different about it, should I say?
Okay, I got it.
Mm-hmm.
I think what made it different is like, okay, I'm on my own now. Nobody's looking for me. Nobody's picking up on me. Nobody tell me I need to do this, or like I have to do everything on my own now. You know, like I think that's something I really had to get used to. Nobody looking for where I was. You know, like I got a great job. But one thing I love about being out, man, like if I don't feel like fucking going to work,
you don't have to.
I don't even call. I send a text. Hey, yo, I ain't gonna make it today. I don't have to get on no explanation. I just tell them I'm not coming today.
I heard that.
And that to me, man, is that freedom. It's one of the best feelings, man. You know.
I always say it like this: at this point, you earned it.
Huh?
I said at this point, I just said like this, you earned it.
Yeah.
So, how did you, what was, because you said you spent 11 months in jail before you joined the Navy. What's been one of the biggest, what made it so easy to stay out of trouble once you got out?
Shit. Spend a day in that motherfucker.
I'd rather not. I'd rather not.
Look, man.
Look, I'll take your word for it, okay? I'll take your word for it.
It's depressing, man. You know what? I always compare the Navy to prison. But I call the Navy a privileged prison because you get paid. But it's very similar. The 3 meals a day. You got your rack, you know. You got
that uncomfortable ass, thin ass.
Where your coveralls, just like the jumpsuits you wear when you locked up, you know.
And you can actually call those county blues. Well, no, you can call those Navy blues. You can call them something blues, you know, because they're not. I mean, because they're actually blue. Well,
I had a conversation because you know me, man. One thing about me when I was in, I didn't give a fuck what your rank was. You're not gonna talk to me crazy.
Yeah, definitely. You know, it was 3 guys. There was 3 guys that I always noticed wasn't taking shit for nobody for no reason. It was you, it was Jones, and it was Parker. Parker's country ass did not give a fuck.
That's my dog, man. You know he's chief now, man.
Yeah, I saw that. I was, and I gave him a big congratulations. I actually hit him up and all that stuff.
He just got picked up for officer, so they gonna be saluting Parker.
They gonna be saluting Parker. Now, imagine having to salute this I don't give a fuck ass motherfucker. Okay, look, he gonna be doing this shit to admirals now.
Yeah, man.
Because if you keep it 5 dubs, guys like Parker are damn near impossible to find. Yeah, he may be country, he may be on his bullshit sometimes, but that motherfucker is always on top of his game. And and I gotta
say that one thing about him, when it came to his job, he did his job. Boy was
better than anybody. Better than anybody.
Last time I saw Parker, man, in Houston, we went out to Houston, met up with him in Houston, me, him, and a couple. I don't know if you remember Black Rob that used to be in deck.
Yeah, I remember Black Rob. Yeah, we was just talking about him last week.
Yeah, all of us had went out to Houston, man. Hey, y'all forgive me, whoever watching. I gotta pour this drink, bro. I'm ready. I'm shooting a video today, and I'm going to the studio later, so I gotta get my mind right.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be hearing that first, just so everybody know that. I'm already going, because I'm gonna probably put that on my playlist too. All right.
Real shit though, man. I appreciate you for taking the time out to even listen to my stuff. Like, one of the hardest things, I just realized I never answered your question from earlier about how hard it. So, like I said, I used to make beats. I used to always rap, but I was always kind of shy. You know what I mean? I would just rap with my friends. But 2017, my baby mama's cousin husband, right?
Right.
Up to Virginia. I was staying in Jacksonville at the time, but we was visiting. So he used to work with this dude, Breland. I know he used to play for the Redskins. I don't know who he played for now.
Brashad Breland?
Cornerback, yeah.
Brashad Breland, yeah.
He went to high school with him, so like they used to make music and stuff together a lot. So he was in the basement and he had a beat playing. And he had like a sample with his voice on it. Mm-hmm. And I was like, let me get on the mic. And he was like, man, you can't rap. I said, man, let me just get on the mic. So
man, they always leave with the bullshit.
Yeah, I'm actually recording myself. So like when I heard it, I was like, damn, I sound kind of good. You know, it's trash to me now though. But like,
damn.
Well, you're involved in this rap shit. Like, I was like, man, it sound good. So I sent it out to people. And it was like, yo, that sound good. You should pursue it. And I was like, nah, y'all just saying that. because y'all my boys. Y'all don't want to tell them the truth. So what I would do
Right.
is I would meet strangers and we'd get on the subject of music. And I was like, yo, my homeboy make music. He wanted me to share his stuff with you. Mind if I play it for you, get your honest opinion? Because if I tell you that's my homeboy, you're not going to care what you say to me, right?
Right.
So I played it, and they was like, man, that shit, oh, who is that? I was like, well, it's actually me. You know, if I would have told you it was me, y'all would have got an honest answer out of it. So shortly after that, man, I was recruiting at the time. So with recruiting, they helped me be able to be on stage in front of people because recruiting, you have to go in classrooms, talk to people. Like I got pulled into a gym one day with about 600 seniors, and I had to talk to them with a microphone. You know
Oh,
what I mean? So
damn.
people can't do that. So that public speaking confidence came from recruiting. So as much as I hated the Navy, it did benefit me in a way when I got out. I did learn certain skills that helped me out later in life. You know what I mean? But that's how I got started, man. Then like I quit for a while, and then in 2019 I almost took my life. You know what I'm saying? So like I was on the beach. Matter of fact, the song "Where I've Been," if you listen to that, it's my
I
word.
actually heard that song. I actually heard Where I've Been, and that was a song that had me thinking because I remember before you released it, you sent it to me.
Yeah.
And I listened. And that was one because obviously because when you first dropped you dropped an album. I want to say it was last year or the year before. And after that album drop, I was telling you I was going down telling you about the song by song as I listened to it. And not too long after is when he actually started sending me songs for me to listen to. And Where I've Been was one of those songs. And I was worried because I the reason I never responded to you about the songs is I didn't know how.
Yeah, I figured. I get that a lot.
Yeah,
Or
because I'm gonna be honest, right? I did not make a lot of friends in the Navy, and that's mostly my fault, right? But there is a small few sailors who I will actually say were my friends. I will go as far as saying that you were one of my friends.
exactly.
And I did not want another Wiseman to happen. Now I won't. Now me and Wiseman, we weren't friends, but he was a cool enough person, and I didn't want to actually have that issue with somebody I know. It wasn't, but not too long ago, a friend of mine lost her son in this fashion, and it hit home because this was my daughter's best friend.
Right. I'll tell you, during that time of my life, I completely hit rock bottom. I was broke. I didn't have nothing. I had lost my car. I couldn't see my kids. I just don't want to be here no more at that time. But the only thing that made me feel happy was music.
Right.
So I had a friend, Ryan. I mean, I talk about it in the song because I literally was about to pull the trigger before he called. So, and it's crazy because God wanted me to be here because I never have my phone on loud. Like it's always on silent. But
Right.
that day, it was on loud. So when the phone rang, I looked at it, and I just broke down. But I answered the phone, and he asked me, "Was I coming over?" That's why I was like, "Yeah, I'll be through." And then I started thinking to myself, what was I about to do? Like I was about to really take myself out there. So I don't know how to express myself. I don't really talk about my feelings. My way of talking about my feelings is putting it over a beat. That's
a more than worthy enough way, and hearing about that, I'm glad you got that phone call, and I'm glad your phone wasn't on silent.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people, guys like me, especially guys like me, could not afford to lose a voice like that. It's not even just in a personal sense. It's just in a broad sense, because these aren't easy things to talk about, especially us as Black men. This is not, we don't put it out there like that, because we don't want to be kicked while we're down. It's hard. So I'm with you all the way on that. So
Again, some people will kick you while you're down. I remember the few times I have opened up to people, they make me feel worse than what I was already feeling. You know what I mean? So it's like, this is why I don't tell people how I fucking feel.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I'm with you because I've been there before too, and I'm sure anybody watching would feel the same way. And it leads us to mistrust the people who do genuinely care about us. That's why I took the steps to go get professional help, and that's why I took the steps to better myself, because I can tell you right now, if I did not have those people who, is that a fucking cat? Those cats just jumped on my gate and started fucking.
I'm not gonna lie to you, man.
Oh, hold on 1 second. Those cats just jumped on my gate and started fucking. Okay, and he fell down. I don't know how cats fall, but roger that.
You rarely cats fucking, so I always used to hear them, but I never used to see it.
You never see it. They'd be like us humans, unless you're one of them people who like to do it in public and shit. Like, that was public. I wish I would have pulled out my phone and recorded that, because that was. Anyway, I just fucked up this whole thing.
Do you know how many times I quit making music? And I swear to God, man, on everything I love, every time I come up in my mind that day that I'm done with this shit, I don't want to do it no more, somebody out of nowhere or write me, DM me, something. Hey, man, love shit. Like, this dude was in prison. He was like, man, your shit helped me get through the day.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, that's love. Or like when I made songs like It Is or Where I've Been, or my song Drink, where I talk about why I drink so much. I have people contact me like, yo, that's exactly how I feel. I just talk about it and you said everything for me. So but what really made me keep going, man, this girl I went to high school with sent me a video of her kids, right? And they was rapping my song word for word. I was like, damn.
Yeah.
Okay. Obviously, I touch people, so I should probably just keep going.
I mean, you never know who you touch with your words, man. And I can tell you right now, it definitely, to the right people, you can motivate the right people, big and small. Everybody who know me knows. Everybody who know you know. I may be bigger than you, but your words are larger than life when you use them properly.
Right.
And I can tell you right now, as a person with some serious stage fright, which is probably why I could never do recruiting, I can tell you right now, I hear a song by Big Scheme, and I feel 10 feet tall. I'm 6'3". That extra 4 inches is me standing on Big Scheme's words.
Right.
Because I feel that much better about myself. Because it's not just, a song that I'm listening to. This is somebody I know personally.
Right.
Who's coming out and saying, hey, man, let's go. Let's do this. And, I'm just like, oh, shit, man. Look, if he out here getting it, I ain't got no excuses. So a part of it is motivation. A part of it is I ain't letting this motherfucker one up me. And the other part of it is hey, man, he's telling me I can do this. He's
Yeah.
telling me I got this. You feel me?
I mean, I realized a long time ago, right? The people got a lot of dreams. I tell people, I don't know why my eyes keep running, man. I keep telling people like, yo, fuck what people talking about. Go do it. I said most people are trying to talk you out of your dream because they not doing theirs.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, you ain't gonna do this. You ain't nobody gonna, yeah, because you're not man enough or you're not woman enough to get yourself. Like, I have a friend, man, like, this boy can cook, man. Cook. I'm talking about like he could be on one of them TV shows, one of the chef shows. I'm like, bro,
The Gordon Ramsay shit.
man, just start selling plates. Start small, right?
Right.
I use Portia Brown, right? You remember Portia Brown?
I remember Portia Brown. I ain't gonna lie, people probably wouldn't notice if I didn't tell them. And I knew she was, I knew she played for the other team, but I was still like any day of the week. All you gotta do is say any day of the week.
Yo,
Don't judge me. Don't judge me.
One by scheme don't judge nobody, brother. You know what I'm saying? But one thing I admired by her is I remember her, like her Navy career was set. Like, they put her on the right path.
Yeah.
She told me she wanted to do her own catering business, own a food truck one day, all this, and she got doing it. And it's inspirational.
Yeah.
You know? So like when I see people like that, man, she said she wanted to do something. She went through the school, she went through the steps that she needed to go through, and she's making it happen.
Yeah, and that's awesome. I actually haven't heard from her since she had left. But no, I've been here, and I heard stories, and I'm just like, hey man, I'm more than happy for old girl, cause shit, man. That's
girl, man.
Huh?
Who's this pretty little girl?
This pretty little girl is we call it Liera Jr., but I call it Gumball. We call it Liera Jr. because
baby. Hold that thought.
Yeah. So while he's out, let me just tell you, I call her Gumball because she had this thing about gumming things. This is before she had these little pearly whites here, but she's actually named after her mother. She just has my last name. Ain't that right, Gumball? Ain't that right, Gumball? Yeah. See, she applauded Big Steve. You gotta make sure you gotta applaud the big homie, okay? All right, now go back to your sister. All right, go on, baby girl.
So like my kids, man, I don't know how to feel about it. Cause like I be in the car and they know the song. And it's like, damn, they should know my songs because I cuss a lot. But at the same time, it's like
But let's be real though. Like, I mean, when we was growing up, we heard a lot of songs where people was cussing a lot. And you couldn't name me one person that didn't throw out some profanity. Hell, that's when they started putting profanity in some of the R&B songs we was hearing. So, it was it in this day and age, I just get the strange feeling that it was just doomed to happen.
Yeah, that's true too. That's
What's that?
Still do the football thing?
Semi-pro football?
How did you get into that?
Okay, so a friend of mine from college, because I didn't play college ball, I never got a real shot at it. A friend of mine in college was telling me about it because I had asked him when I saw him playing football and stuff, and he was like, "Yeah, I play semi-pro football." And then in 2009 is when I found out my dad was coaching semi-pro football, right. And because of my military obligations, I could never get into it. But when I was getting out, is when I found out that my brother was also doing it. And so what happened is my friend from college had put me into this Facebook page called the Real Semi Pro Brotherhood, which is based out here in California. And I said, and I just went to the page and I just said, okay, so how do I find and join a team? I'm new to this. And one person gave me a list of, gave me the website to the league page. And I looked for all the teams that were in Sacramento at the time. And the one person that that had hit me back was David Brown. Shout out to Debo. He out there doing this thing wherever it is. And he said, yeah, we do practice at so-and-so park. It was actually right around the corner from where I lived at the time. And so he said, hey, if you want to come out, yeah, just come out. And so I came out to the first practice. I looked good and I felt good afterwards. And the only problem is that I was going through a financial crisis because, like you, when I got out, I was broke. I was going through some hard times and child support was kicking my ass. And it was just really tough. But I want to say just before the season started, I managed to pull the money together that I needed to join a team and get my gear so that I can, be able to pad up, suit up and stuff like that. And when I hit him back, he said, hey man, where you been? I said, I was having a financial crisis and I didn't want to try to join the team without paying my dues and stuff like that. So he said, yeah, just, we got a game this week. Obviously you're not going to be able to play this one because you're not registered and all this stuff. And I ended up, doing all the registration and stuff, paying my fees. And then next thing you know, the very next week, I was on the sideline. I wasn't suited up for that game because I wasn't ready yet. I hadn't shown up to any practices. And so he said, okay, so right now what we're going to do is you're going to have you play defensive end. And keep in mind, I'm only 195 pounds at the time. But he said, we're going to have you play defensive end so that at least, you can get some experience before you try anything else. So I spent the rest of that season playing defensive end. And that season, I actually played against my college buddy.
Sure.
I played against my younger brothers. I played against another friend who I didn't even know was even playing semi-pro football. And that season, I played mostly on special teams. That's where I was mostly playing. And we actually made it to the league championship, where we lost by 1 point. It was and thinking about it to this day, it still pretty much stings. But we was up most of the game, and then they came back. They took the lead on us. Then we came back. We tied the game, and we went into double overtime. And we scored a touchdown, but we didn't get the extra point. So then they scored the touchdown, but they got the extra point.
Right.
Man, that had to have been the most painful 2 hours of my life.
I bet.
And since then, the very next season I played multiple positions. The next season I played wide receiver, where I got my first catch. I also played defensive end and outside linebacker, which is not a position I'm good at all. I can't play linebacker at all. Mike!
And you know what, man? I used to play outside linebacker, man. Linebacker is that's a tough.
No, it is a very serious position to play. Like if you are not serious about the position or you're not good at it, you're not gonna excel at it. I can't play linebacker because I'm not good at it. I never
You have to be willing to take hits and be able to run it in and just hit people too, because you gotta worry about guards pulling when you try to, you got a running back coming at you, a fullback coming at you. That's why I moved to say.
And see, and the crazy thing is not even that you have to worry. You're not on run plays. Yeah, you're gonna get them problems. I used to tell the Quintus West this all the time. You're gonna get these problems, but as a linebacker, you have to be everywhere and nowhere at all. Because as a linebacker, you have to worry about run coverage. That is obviously the linebacker's primary focus, but then you have to revert to either pass rushing or pass coverage. And I may be a decent enough person in pass coverage, but I'm an outside cornerback. I can't play inside and try to guess what the inside guys are doing. I will get burned every time. And as an outside linebacker, that is what was waiting for me. So I couldn't do that.
Right.
And then in my third season, I reverted to the position that I had been trying to play the whole time, which was quarterback. I ended up playing quarterback and tight end, but due to COVID, the season got cut short after one game, and I broke my ankle at the time.
Oh yeah, I remember you broke your ankle.
Yeah, so the following season after that, we go to my dad got back into coaching, and I went to go play for the team that he was coaching at the time. I ended up leaving the team, going to another team, and I was playing quarterback, and I was a backup because I didn't get there until the season started. I was practicing with this whole other team this whole time, and then I ended up going to this other team just before the season started. So I didn't really play much, but when I did, I was mostly handing the ball off, and that is where I also scored my very first semi-pro touchdown. It was a 1 yard quarterback sneak. Yeah, so I was really excited about that, and that was also the same year I went to a championship game again, and this was a championship game where we didn't, kindly lose by 1 point. We got our asses handed to us. When I got into that game, we were down 49-0.
Yo, so listen, my senior year, I played in the All-Star game.
Right.
So it was 2 games you could have chose to play for. I could have played because I was East Mississippi. I could have did East versus West, or Alabama versus Mississippi. So I chose to do Alabama versus Mississippi. Let me tell you something.
That's a good one.
I asked 35-7.
Oh, see, at least y'all scored. We got destroyed. We got destroyed 61-0. Okay. Now keep in mind, I'm a backup quarterback. So when I come into this game, I'm already playing with a defeated team. It's that we down 49-0. I get out there. The first two plays were run plays. I hand the ball off, I get out of the way. Second play, I do it was a toss out of the shotgun. I toss the ball, get out of the way. The third play, they call a pass play, and everybody's like, yes, we're gonna finally pass the ball. I get out there, I drop back. Now, anybody who knows me knows I'm a fan of Peyton Manning, so I'm gonna be out here checking the defense, calling audibles, doing this, that, and the third. And I said, hey, look, they're blitzing. They're bringing everybody in this front. Now, there's only 5 guys because we're in a spread formation, and there's only one linebacker here. So I said, hey, 66 is Mike. And not only does this guy just come and get at me, he says, don't say my number, man. I'm like, man, whatever. Hey, 66 is Mike. So now this guy comes right over the center, like he's about to come and blitz. And I said, house, which means they're bringing everybody on the front.
Yeah.
They bring in a house. And sure enough, when I snapped that ball, not only did this middle linebacker come through this hole, along with the 4 guys that they had in there, they brought the house. I mean, a safety came down, it came with them. The 2 inside corners came with them. And me being the half-tard that I am, I tried to get the ball off quickly. But in my panicked state, I threw it to the wrong person. So I threw it to the wrong person, got my ass handed to me by the defense, and they scored.
Oh, man.
So my first pass attempt in semi-pro football was a pick 6.
Okay, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey,
Yeah.
look, the hardest hit I ever took was against a rival high school, right? Like, this was the game of the week type shit.
Oh, damn.
So let me explain this rivalry to you. For 2 years, we didn't get to play them because for homecoming, we vandalized their schools. It stopped us from playing each other for like 2-3 years, right?
Oh, come on.
I'm serious. My junior year, we got to play them again, and that game was packed, bro. We lost 44-41. We got cheated, bro. It was bullshit. But that next year was highly anticipated rematch, and I remember that Thursday because you know how high school games on Fridays. Thursday is
Right.
kind of like you're not really in pads. It's
Hold
short.
on. Let me interrupt real quick because for a minute there, we had the big homie Jones in here. He said,
yeah.
looky here, my old shipmates, y'all wild as fuck. Then he said, Brown was good. I see y'all. Hey, I'm glad you ain't here, Jones. If you still ain't here, if you can drop a like, that'd be great. Black Angel TV was in here talking about the kids, talking about they so cute. And Andre Golden was talking about football and stuff too. And I wish I would have had more time to talk to him about football, but we're gonna have to do that sooner than not. But you were saying?
Yeah, man. So like that Thursday, I went to go get a haircut and everything. And as soon as I walked in the barbershop, they was talking shit. Like, hey, because the people from the rival school was in there.
Right.
It's hard, bro. So I ended up scoring the first touchdown on a pass play. But the hardest hit, we ran a play called All Hot, right?
All hot. Is that like an all street play?
Yeah, all street, right? And I played slide. So I caught the ball, and the way he threw the ball, I had to turn like this. So when I turned around, that dude hit me right under my right ass cheek, man. He hit me so hard. Man. I flew. I'm not bullshitting. And I landed right on my tailbone. I was like, And I needed to come out the game, but we was in that 2-minute situation, so it was like,
hurry up.
I'm limping back.
Oh, that's hard. Let me tell you the hardest hit I took. And this actually happened in semi-pro. So this was the first year I was playing quarterback. And I was playing, we were doing an 8-on-8 league. And I was doing a hurry up situation. And the first play, I hit a curl. I hit my little brother that went for a first down. Then we hurried up, ran it back. I hit my brother on a curl for another play, first down. Then I then hurried up, drop back, hit another teammate on a curl play, first down. Then I hit my other brother on the other side of the field on a slant, first down. Then I thought I would try to switch it up instead of continue doing what was working.
Yep.
And I had my brother run a post route, and the guy, the inside slot guy, run a curl route. I brought the other side slot guy in to do to pass block my backside because I figured I'd roll out, and I roll out, and just as I had stopped because I rolled out to my my weak side, my non-throwing side, so I was getting ready to adjust my stance so I could throw the ball because he got wide open on this post route, and it would have been a touchdown. But before I could get to that stop, when I got to that stopping point, I tell you, the biggest son of a bitch out of nowhere just comes out of just. You ever play? Let me tell you. You ever played Madden, right? You ever played Madden, right? Or you know what? Even better. You ever seen Any Given Sunday?
Mm-hmm.
You know the scene where Jamie Foxx is complaining about the blocking and he drops back and the defense just comes out of nowhere and just keeps blasting him. That's exactly what happened to me. I made that stop so I can turn around and readjust my stance to throw the ball. But before I could turn around, he just comes at me at 50 miles an hour. I ain't never seen a big man move this. Well, I ain't never felt a big man move this fast in my life. But I mean, he had to have put at least 30% of what he had into hitting me. Because I'm sure if he had put 50%, I wouldn't have been walking.
So you ever heard of Jeremy Pope? He's
No.
in the NFL. Okay. I played against him in high school. This motherfucker played for this school called Wayne County. Okay. They look like the Auburn Tigers. I caught a screenplay, and I don't know what happened to my blocking, but big Jeremy Pope landed right on me. And that dude was 6'3", 300, and he was fast, man.
It's always the big dude that's always really fast, athletic, and hits like a plate of steel.
He knocked the hair out of me, man. I was like he was so damn big. He ended up going to Ole Miss, and then I remember him playing for the Chiefs, but I don't know where he is now. I'm pretty sure he's still in the league though. And
Jeremy Pope. All right, hold on. Let's look that up real quick. Cause
POWE.
You said POWP?
Yeah.
Okay, let's look that up real quick. Let's see. That's a nice way of spelling a name.
Jared Poe, I'm sorry.
Was that?
Oh, he don't play anymore. He don't play anymore.
No?
But he used to play for the Chiefs. Yeah, he was retired now.
Okay,
it's
yeah.
Jared Poe, my bad. So it's JRRELL and then POWE.
Oh, you said wait. JERRELL. Okay, POWP. Okay, well.
No, POWE.
Oh, Poe.
Yeah, you know I'm country, man. Don't do that.
my bad, man. My bad, man. I ain't trying to do the homie like that. All right. Yeah, Gerald Cortez Poe, former American football nose tackle.
That motherfucker played for Wayne County High School, bro. And I'm just looking at
him, and I'm already like if you look at this goddamn mugshot right here, I'm gonna show y'all through this camera. Y'all look at this mugshot. Y'all don't tell me that don't scare you. I'm sorry, but that looks like a prison mugshot. He just got there. And he about to make the biggest mother uncle in that whole yard his. Cause
when I was in high school, what we called our all-stars was like a Danny Dozen, right? So he was a Danny Dozen.
Uh-huh.
That motherfucker right there, I take that back on the other hit. I forgot about him. That's the hardest hit I ever took, man. Because he was just big as shit in high school, man. Like, he looked like he was already in the NFL. It was unfair, really.
Right.
But that was boy, man. Like, he hit me really hard, man. And I just remember that because he hit me, and then he landed on top of me. So, like, at the time, I think I weighed 205. I weighed 205 back then. So, like, I was like, damn. I was trying to avoid him the whole game, man.
Look, man, it's always the people you want to avoid that bring the most smoke. Everybody knows that.
Yeah.
Like, they always bring the most smoke. Like, man, you don't try to run away from the people who try to bring you the most smoke because they looking for somebody to hurt.
Yeah, he definitely was. So So what other questions did you have for me? I want to make sure I answer everything.
Oh yeah, man, because I was definitely looking for a part to this. So the other day, right? I want to say it was about a week or so ago. I saw that you were a part of a project, and I wanted to know a little more about that project that you was doing.
Those are the TV series.
Yeah.
It's called Vengeance is Mine, and I originally was never supposed to be part of this show. I met the creator and the director for my music. She wanted permission to use my music for, the show. You know how you can watch the shows, they got music in the background.
Yeah.
Music for that. However, I used to act all the time. But like I did high school plays. I did plays when I was in middle school. Uh, I used to do like improv and stuff like that.
Right,
So
right.
I get back. I honestly I got into rapping to get into acting.
Most rappers do.
Right. So I'd rather be an actor than a rapper. I'm not gonna lie to you. So, but when I met her and we was going, it was the second meeting that we had. I told her like, "Yo, I want to be in this show." So when you have auditions for next season, let me do it. And so one of the main characters was there, and I told her like, "Listen, we're gonna do some improv. I'm gonna act out a scene. Would you just go with me?" So when I did it, he was like, "Yo, we got to have this guy."
Right,
So
right.
adding me into the script. So I'm in the very last episode of the season introducing my character, which my character name is Big Scheme, ironically.
It's called
right?
Scheme. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, so
So,
and the name of the show is called Vengeance is Mine.
yeah.
Yeah, okay. Okay. What network is that on?
So it's not gonna be. It's
Or
gonna,
is it local TV?
no. So it'll be on like Amazon. I think she's trying to get it. She's trying to get it on Netflix. I know Amazon Prime for right now and Netflix, and I think Hulu. So it's
So
gonna
if
be.
it's on Netflix, like if it's on Netflix or Hulu, then I'll be watching it. I'm
It's,
gonna probably
it's gonna be the independent film section. You know what I mean?
okay.
So,
Yeah.
but season 2 is all about me and that other character. So I play the older brother of this guy. So basically, my little brother he's the man now. He's a big time drug dealer, Lord, like that. I've been away for a couple of years because I've been in Mississippi. So
Right.
I get in that my brother is the man now. I don't like it.
So
So
wait,
I'm
you supposed to like dethrone him or something?
about to claim the throne. I had the
Okay.
throne before I left, and he took over while I left. But now I want my shit back.
Damn, let the man be great.
So you know what I'm saying? Like, and I can't really talk about like the show because I had to
Yeah,
start.
no spoilers. Because if I'm gonna be watching it, I don't want to know. I don't
But
know
that,
I don't want to know what's gonna happen before it happens. Let me see it.
but that's not when you do see my character on some bullshit happens.
Yeah.
My
So
that shoots first and don't never ask questions.
oh, so did y'all are y'all still doing production on it?
No, they just wrapped up production. What's the day?
Oh man, yeah. So I definitely got to look forward to seeing that.
Session. So that show is called August September.
Hi, ladies.
Okay.
How are you doing, ladies?
Okay. So did you do you see yourself getting yourself in anything else in the pipelines?
Like, damn it. So she likes.
No, I'm saying, do you see yourself? Do you have any more plans down the pipeline?
For acting?
Acting, music, anything.
Yeah, they got little swimmers.
I'm flying to Cali.
I see they don't got one until they start getting hot.
Awards.
They had a little diapers.
I'm kind of.
They go swimming in and get wet.
Okay, well, if you find yourself in Sacramento, I won't be hard to find.
Hey, we do for a drink.
Well, yeah, definitely. I'll break my sobriety one time to have a drink with the homie.
We gotta drink no liquor. We can have a beer or shit. Get through something.
Really?
Yeah, definitely, because I always like to run into the homies where I can. I don't know if anybody remember this, but I don't know if you remember Chen or not, but Chen, she was a Chinese girl. She was in engineering too.
I remember that motherfucker, man.
Yeah, so I hung out with her a few times. She actually lives out in Oakland. So I definitely.
He was I used to tell him.
Do you not see what I have a phone in my hand?
Yeah, so yeah, definitely. If you find your way in this part of the state, I won't be hard to find. Look, I don't mind dropping everything for one with the big homie. All right.
Man.
Yeah, so all right, so I want to go into one last subject before we wrap up because I think this is a really important one for me. It always means a lot to me, and we alluded to it, but we never got into it directly. And I can tell you right now, it means a lot to me because I am one of those people as well, and that's definitely the subject of Black fatherhood. Why don't you tell me a little basis about that?
So man,
it's just a piece of
he's trying to make amends now. I gave, you know what I mean?
for the popcorn. Yeah, you know how they click
I
off.
told
That's
myself
what it was. In her
that
mouth,
was,
she
you know,
couldn't get it out.
Wait, can you start over? Because I can't hear you. You kept going in and out. I don't know what the hell
you hear me
is going on. Hold on, one more time.
you good?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah.
I was saying, man, like, my father was not a stepdad, but he was fucked up. But he's trying to make amends now, so I forgave him, because that's the only dad I ever knew at the end of the day.
Right,
but I always told myself, my kids would never feel that pain I felt growing up. So, like, I don't see how any man's not there for his kids, man. I was there for both of them. Like,
right.
when my son, I was the first person he saw when he came into the world.
Right.
Like, he opened his eyes and we looked at each other, and I did my finger like this, and he grabbed it. No bullshit, like grabbed it.
Hey, that's always great. So, and you said you had an 8 and a 5-year-old. So,
Yeah.
the son is the 8-year-old or 5-year-old.
He's the 8-year-old. His birthday was May 29th. My daughter turns 6 in August.
All right. And that's always good to hear because I always love hearing Black father stories. That's something that really just hits home for me because I have 2 daughters, as you saw. I still raise my stepkids. And that all that means something to me. And so I always love when another brother is all about his kids. So what relationship do you have with your kid's mother? Are they the same woman? Are they with the same woman? Yeah. Okay. So what's your relationship like with her?
We good. You know what I mean? We good.
Right.
We still good, honestly. So
okay.
Yeah. So we all right.
It's always it's always we all right because I can tell you right now, look, when it comes to both my baby mamas, look, we all right. In fact, one of them standing right there looking at me talking about something. You better shut up.
You better say that.
Nah, look, because I told you both my baby mamas watch this. She watching it right now from the living room. Look, you better calm your ass down talking like you know me, all right? Shut up. You're already here. You might as well just look. You might as well just
bust me out.
Look, I bust out everybody, okay? Look, go take care of my damn kid. All right? While you playing.
On some real shit though, like both of my kids rap, bro.
Hey, look, that's good. Shit, that means you raise a talent.
I didn't discover that my talent comes from my father's side.
Right.
My father, there's a lot of music talent on my father's side. But my son, when he used to be in like the little daycare portion, he had a tablet. So I was going through his tablet one day, and this fool was gibberish, but his cadence was on point. And he was rapping.
Right.
Kids around him. I'm like, well, one son came to me, right?
Right.
This is about a couple years ago. He said, Dad, can I get a piece of paper? I'm like, for what? I want to write a rap. I was like, okay. I gave it to him. He came back down, man. He was like, Dad, can I cuss? And I was like, I was curious. I was just curious. I said, go ahead. Because I didn't think he was going to ask me to do it. This dude came back down, man, with a rap about this long. And I was reading it, and I was like, yo, to be, that's pretty good. You know what I mean? So I asked him, I said, son, you trying to do this? I'll write for you. And I told, hey, listen, this what I got him. I said, look, I'm gonna be your manager. I'm gonna take 35%, all right?
35%. Look, that's better than look, that's better than what most kids get when they get managed by their parents, because you know how most parents is. You get $20, allowance.
Hey, look, I'm writing the song game manager. I need a little bit of money, buddy.
Hey, no, like I said, look, most parents they'll take the whole thing. They'll take the whole thing and give them, like I said, a $20 a week allowance. Like, thank you for getting us making us this money. I mean, making all this money for us. And it just be like, oh, you know, I still put a roof over your head. You know how parents try to gaslight you and shit.
I wouldn't do him like that though. My daughter was rapping one day, and I was like, I was just listening. I wasn't supposed to hear it. That's what it was. I was like, okay, let me find out. But like, she's, man, when I tell you she's just like me, it is scary because it's like, because they mom always like, that's why y'all don't get along, because she's just like you. We bump heads, but that's my baby.
Oh yeah, that's usually how it got. That's usually how it goes. That's usually how it goes. You know, like, you know, because you know I have two daughters, and I can tell you right now, like the big one. Now that she's older, she can talk, and you know, and all. We get along just fine. The baby, on the other hand, we going back and forth, and it's not because she's just like me. She's more like her mom, and it's just like it's really special because it's like I get to see how her mom was probably as a baby.
I was a sleeper. All I did was sleep.
Okay? All it does is sleep.
No, she does not. She wreaks havoc. Talking mess about me.
Yeah, I'm talking mess about you. That's what I did. See, look, you see this? Look, she doing all this capping. All that cap should be sponsored by Nike.
I was an easy baby. I really was. Like, all I did was eat and sleep. I'm so serious. You can ask my mama.
Okay, and then on top of that, this baby throws tantrums. Maybe she got your adult side then.
Yep, that's what it is.
She just got her. Okay, so the baby got her adult side because she throws tantrums like crazy.
So my son acts like me when I was a kid, and my daughter has my adult side.
Yeah, because I can tell you right now, my older daughter, she definitely has just me in general. She's just a don't bother me. I'll come to you if I need something, and that just works out for us just fine, you know. And I can tell you right now, as a father, I can. It is so much fun watching them grow up. And a few people who watch my channel, they know that, you know, I put them in the videos because I want people to watch my kids grow up with me. I want everybody to watch my kids grow up with me, because that is by far my most important thing, you know, right now. You know, I think like, okay, the dreams that I had, I accomplished some of them. And as far as I'm concerned, what I want doesn't matter anymore. I want to watch their dreams come true. Right. I want to help them with what they want in life.
So my son, man, he didn't want to play football, right?
What?
And it hurt me. But I'm like, I'm not one of those parents that's gonna force you to play something that you don't want to play. But
right, I feel that.
Ever since my son was 2 years old, bro, he been kicking this damn soccer ball around. He was good at it. Like, when I seen him kicking it at 2, I was like, damn, that's good for a 2-year-old, man. So he plays soccer, though. The boy good, man. So I'm gonna invest in that soccer.
Oh yeah, that's exactly what I do. You know, like my daughter, she plays soccer, and I'm all in on it. In fact, I'm gonna end up getting her into the league this year.
Yeah.
And because she played 2 years ago. She was good. She was phenomenal. I loved watching her play. And because me and her mom go on and off, we were just like, okay, you know, like she doesn't put as much into it like I would like her to. And now that I have a second job, it gets harder. but I'm gonna get her in this year, and come hell or high water, we're gonna be in that whole process because I love watching my daughter play soccer. That was probably the most fun I ever had. And I played football. I was like, you know what? This is funner than actually playing football, watching her play because she's happy, she's talented, and it's fun.
Man, I watched the play from him. He got the ball, faked two people out, and he kicked it from a while. He kicked the ball too, man. That thing went right in that goal. And I was like, yo, he came to me like, Dad, did you record it? I said, I'm sorry, man. I missed it. I was so mesmerized about what was going on.
Let's see, like every time my daughter was in the game, I recorded it. And like even on like weekends and stuff like that, what we would do, we would go to the park and we would just run. We would run and we would practice kicking that ball because I think that I don't know. For me, it was like this. I was that much invested, and I would actually drag her mom off the couch on weekends to go to the game. That's how deeply invested I was because I just really loved it. So
miss games, man. I don't miss games. I'm at the games.
Yeah, I'm at the games. Yeah. So when you're actually watching these games, you're following up with your kids' activities. Are you always on the coach or the head of what the projects are?
Oh yeah, because me and the coach talk personally. So like, I want to make sure, like, I get daily emails and stuff like when it's practice, when it's games. I talk to the coach like, hey, what can I work on with him? Stuff like that. Because I don't know shit about soccer, man. I learned a little about playing FIFA. You know what I mean? When we was on the street.
Hey, so you did that too?
Yeah, so like my son did come to me one day, was like, he might want to play football one day. Can I train him? I said, now let me tell you something. You want me to train you? You ain't gonna meet your dad. You gonna meet coach.
You gonna meet coach, yeah.
Like me. You know what I mean? So,
okay, so
I used to coach I coached high school football when I was in Jacksonville.
Okay. Okay, so now this is a really good question I have to have for you because this is a part of the world that I'm not in, right? And so and because you have a son and a daughter, I don't know about that. Hopefully, I'm lucky enough to have a son or 2 or 10, but for now, we'll focus on the now, right? So, do you raise your son and your daughter differently, or do you plan to have them raised differently, or are you going to have that same code with the both of them?
I try to be fair as possible, but it's just life. There's certain things we could do that they can't.
Yeah.
And it's just like, what I do raise my son to do is I raise him to take care of his sister.
Right.
And I'm a hoe. I'm just gonna put it out there.
Hey, I appreciate your honesty.
Yeah, but I don't raise my son to be that way. I always tell him, find him a woman that he can marry and take care of his family type shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't want him to fall in that same footsteps with me because I was raised by my uncles and shit. And they just taught me to be a dog. But like, it was, I'm a good man, but I got my ways too. But I teach my son marriage. Like, I know some people go through hell and there's divorces and stuff like that, but there are good women out there, there are good men out there, and there are good marriages out there as well. You know what I'm saying? So my daughter to stay away from people like me. So like
yes, definitely. I tell my kid, I'm raising my daughters the same way. Stay away from guys like that.
So every day, I got it in her head because I asked her this question every day. I said, "What daddy always tell you?" She was like, "Oh, not this again. Yes, this again. What?" And she was like, "Don't take money from boys. Why? They gonna want something in return. What else?
Mm-hmm.
I always have my own money and my own ride. That's right. That's what I teach them. Because see, if you drive yourself to a date and you got your own money, can't nobody. I know how dudes are. Well, if you're not gonna do this, I'm not paying for this. Don't worry about it. You ain't got to worry about taking me home. I drove. And if I did drive, I could money for Uber.
Right.
So that'll come too.
Yeah.
So like I'll teach her the game. I don't believe that I don't believe kids are too young to learn something.
Definitely.
Especially in our community, because I have a lot of guns in my house. Excuse me. I know how kids are when it comes to guns. They're curious.
Yeah.
So but I took my gun, I took my Glock, unloaded it, and I put it in their hands. And I taught them the same shit we was taught in the military. I taught them the weapon safeties and all that.
Yeah, I actually did the same thing with my oldest.
Yeah, so they're not curious about my gun because they've held it. They understand it's not a toy. They understand what it does. Like one day, I'm not gonna lie, I was tired. I came home, and my gun must have slipped out of my bag. It was on the couch. My daughter the next day came upstairs and said, "Hey, Dad, your gun is on the couch. You need to put it away." Thank you. I fucked up. I forgot.
Yeah.
But she knew not to touch it because I trained her that this is not a toy. And I don't believe that for some reason in the Black community, we look at our kids as kids and like they're too young to learn stuff. No, fuck that. Because I'm not trying to play the race card, but there's a 7-year-old white boy right now that know how to clean fish and cook it and know shotgun and shoot it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So why can't why can't we teach our kids that? I don't believe to learn.
Yeah.
Now, of course, you need to learn your children. Like my daughter's more mature than my son. She just is.
That's usually how it goes.
She's 5, but my daughter wakes up, she'll make her bed. My daughter can dress herself, and I can trust her to look good. My son, he don't give a fuck what he put on. Like, yo, nah, I can't go out there looking good. My son like this. It's not fair. You know what I mean? Like, no. Now, he don't care at all. But, you know, like, I have 18 brothers and sisters.
Oh, damn.
Total. Well, I count my stepbrother. But my mom only had 3 kids. I'm the oldest of the 3.
Okay.
Right?
Pops was getting it in.
Huh?
Said Pops was getting it in.
Yeah, Pops was definitely getting it in. But my mom trusted me at 11 years old, staying at home by myself because I was a mature kid.
Right.
I hung around my little brother, not so much. He's irresponsible. And so, like, it depends on your child, too. You have to know your child.
Right.
But one thing I love is being a father. I love coming home and my kids run downstairs and they say, "Hey, Daddy," or they greet me like they're happy to see me.
Yeah,
you know?
definitely.
I miss you, Daddy. I love kids multiple times a day. I always give them a hug or whatever they need, you know. So like, and I never break the hug when I hug them. Like I let them pull away. You know what I mean? Because I just want to show them that they love, and they're like, "Daddy's here for you."
You know, it's funny you mention that because, like, that is something that I used to enjoy from my oldest daughter. Nowadays, she's just like me. Hi, bye. And she pretty much just keeps it simple and to the point. But like when she was smaller, she was always excited to see me. And my stepdaughter was the same way. You know, she was always excited to see me. It was like I was the best damn thing since sliced bread. And then all of a sudden, they just they hit them double digits and they like, oh, it's him.
Like Bernie Man said, him downstairs.
And it's just like this is like the only time they call me is when they need something. I'm just it's like, come on, man. It wasn't that long ago where y'all was just excited to see me. Where is that excitement? Where is that energy? I thought we was cool. Come on.
So my son's starting to get like that. He started smelling stuff or something because he'll walk past me like I'm a visitor.
Right.
But then, but all day, that's how you feel. My daughter, my baby girl, she still, hey, daddy. I'm gonna try to hold on
Right.
as long as I can.
Hold on. I'm just holding on to that because I can tell you right now that once it's gone, it's gone. But at the same, because I can tell you right now, my daughter loves being around me. She, I'm really grateful to have my daughter, and she, and we've been so close, so tight this whole time. But man, do I miss that excitement that excitement she had when I came into the room.
Right.
And so I had to ask you this: what would you tell a black man who is coming into coming into fatherhood for the first time? What would you tell that man?
I would tell him, one, this is not going to be. It could be scary, because you want to be a good father at the end of the day. Normal people want to be a good father. I'll say that.
Right.
I just, when my son was born, I'm just looking at him like, man, this dude depends on me to live. Like, if I'm out here slacking, he don't eat. I can't have that. He got to eat. He can't defend himself. Like diapers and. Luckily, his mama breastfed. I ain't have to worry about formula or nothing. But
I did.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But some women can't. Some women have a hard time breastfeeding.
Yeah. Understandable too.
So like, I really got this little person depending on me. He can't do nothing for himself. So like, my advice would be, well, first of all, if you're not even ready to be a father, but you know how babies are made. You know how babies are made. So like, one, I don't respect no man that don't take care of his children. Because
on life.
And like, I ain't gonna say his name, but I had a homeboy that cheated on his wife. He called me. I'm like, bro, you still cheating on her? I said, if you gonna cheat on her, at least put a fucking condom on. Like,
right.
He done got the side girl pregnant. He don't want to go. I said, well, I'm the wrong guy to call to talk about not being there for your kid. My dad wasn't there for me, so that's already. I won't even be friends with you no more. None of my friends that I consider friends are deadbeats. I don't play that. I would not. If you are a deadbeat, I would not be your friend. I can't in good faith hang around you knowing you're a sorry father. I just can't do it.
Amen. And like you already seen how I'm got him here with me.
These kids didn't ask to be here, all because you was irresponsible. And if we being honest, it's the man's choice if that woman is pregnant.
Yeah, and it's crazy because I talk about this accountability. We've all heard, accountability has become a big word in the Black community over the last few years.
Right.
And we always try to put it on the moms when it comes to them babies. And I always tell people, yes, a woman has the final say if that child comes to term, right?
Right.
That's an irrefutable fact. We talk about that, but we always stop there. We never go to the part where it's, hey, if you didn't give her that DNA, she would have never had that option to begin with.
Facts. That's what I'm talking about.
So I always say accountability is a two-way street.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. Like, when you told me this, I was like, nigga, you knew the consequences of unprotected sex, and then you nutted at her. You know the consequences of doing that. That creates babies. We're 30, we're 20. What was at the time? We was like 28, 29. We're in our 20s, bro. We know how babies are made.
Yeah.
So if that sperm hit that egg, cool. But like, you know how babies are made. So for you to sit here and tell me that you're not gonna take care of this child that you didn't know, and he was like, that baby just gonna ruin my marriage. No, motherfucker, you ruined your marriage.
You ruined your marriage.
You ruined your marriage. I am not man, bro. I'm gonna tell you what you need to hear. Want to hear? I'm gonna tell you about yourself. You feel me? So like, I told him about himself. I said, because what you not gonna do and call yourself my brother is be a deadbeat. You made it. You had sex with this girl. You chose to have unprotected sex. You chose to come inside her. Now that child got a baby. That child deserves to know who her father is, he or she who their father is, and that child deserves to know who their siblings are. Because that's another problem in our community, bro. People be having kids. Like, I'm still meeting brothers and sisters to this day
Damn.
because I didn't have a father. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I almost fucked my cousin.
Woo!
I was talking to this girl, right? We was getting along and like that, right? And this girl, when I got out of jail, I worked at Olive Garden before I worked at Walmart, right?
Right.
Girl was like, yo, I know your auntie. You want to meet her? Oh, yeah, I meet my Aunt Shelby, right? I go up to the crib, come out the room. She's like, I'm introduce you to my daughter and your cousins. The girl I was trying to get with come out the room. I'm like, what the fuck?
Ooh.
I'm glad we never kissed. I'm glad it was just conversation because that's my first cousin.
Oh man.
My daddy's side of the family. My daddy got all these kids and we didn't talk. You know what I'm saying? So like the only two siblings that I knew growing up was my two sisters. Shay, she died, rest in peace.
Rest in
And
peace.
my sister Quintessa, who her mom and my mom was pregnant at the same time because Quintessa was born in June and I was born in November. So, you know what I'm saying? My mom and her mom at the same time. And
So y'all basically kind of like twins, not actual twins, but kind of twins.
almost a couple months apart.
Yeah.
So I knew I had a sister, but I couldn't find her. I didn't end up finding her again to 11th grade. Right?
Okay.
I so happened to talk to this girl that was in my class, and she one of those people that just know everybody. You know what I mean? So I was talking to her. I said, "Yeah, I got a sister that go to that school," and she like, "What's your sister name?" I'm like, "Her name Cortessa." And she like, "They call her Lady?" I'm like, "Yeah, they do." She said, "I know your sister. I got her number. Do you want it?" And then I was like, "Damn!" Like, and I was like, "Yeah, give it to me." And it took me a couple of days to call her because I was scared to be like, I was scared she'd be like, "You ain't my brother," or I don't know you, some shit like that. But I finally worked my nerves up to call the number.
Right.
But it was she was like, "Hey, baby, how you been? How your mama doing?" Because she, they knew. And I was like, she said, "Well, she at work right now, but I get her the message to call you when she get home." I gave her my number. I didn't expect my sister to call. My sister called me the exact day, the next day, and told me, "I've been looking for you for 2 years." So we was looking for, and I mean her. So we real close now, but like,
and that's good. I'm really happy, and I'm really happy for you guys because I always say sibling relationships are always important.
And I started meeting some more of my brothers and stuff. Like one brother, I don't bet doing something else. You know what I'm saying? But he get that from his father. But I found out I got all type of brothers and sisters, man. And it was like trying to have a relationship with everybody. I try to reach out to my cousins that I didn't know. I was like, at the end of the day, I will tell you this though. That first record deal that I ended up getting out of that record deal, but
Why's that?
Huh?
Why's that?
Why is that?
Yeah.
Because it's like I knew it was BS when I signed the deal. A lot of people don't know this about me, but I went to school for business and marketing, right? And I signed a contract. So when I was reading that contract, I knew that contract was bullshit, but I was just thinking like, well, shit. They got the Migos on, they got these people on, so like, yeah, I'm not gonna get the money I deserve the first 2 or 3 years, but I'm gonna get famous. And if I get famous, I'm gonna get money. So like at the end of that 3 years, as long as I do what I'm supposed to do, I don't need nobody to renegotiate. Now you already know what I can do. This is my terms. Or I could go independent.
Right.
But everybody always like stay independent, stay independent, stay independent. Do you know how much it takes? You know how much money it takes to push one record?
I would assume a lot.
Like if I really wanted to push Get the Bag, I need $250,000 to push that song. That's get the bag and be on all the radios across the country.
Yeah, that was.
I don't have 250K, and I'm not trying to get back into the dope game. I'm not trying to sell. I did it when I first got out. It's just I got too much to lose now. That's why rappers. That's how they able to get that money to put it out. So you can be independent if you got bread, but if you get no bread, you label.
Yeah, that I would think that that's how it works.
Yeah, you're gonna get screwed over. You're gonna get screwed over. But I look at it like this. I work for this label, right? I should make $15 million, but I only got paid $5 million. I'm $5 million richer than I was yesterday. And I can worry about getting the rest of my money later. I need to get on right now. Once I get on, I can do what I want. And that's how it goes. You know what I'm saying? So, like, when I read that contract at first, I was looking at it, I'm like, this is bullshit. But I was like, fuck it, I'm trying to get on. Let's do it. You know what I mean? So, like, but bro was on drugs, and fuck it, I'm just gonna put it out there, man. I'm tired of hiding who I am. I have a lot of gang connections, right?
Right.
I'm affiliated with Pyru Bloods. That's why I was in Compton in the first place. Or I'm gonna say Bumpton. I was in Bumpton in the first. That's why I was able to walk on that because I was by Pyru's. So like I don't game bang, but I'm affiliated.
Okay.
You don't always have to game bang to be affiliated. I was never no gangster or nothing like that. I just never took people and I put my hands on you if I had to.
Right.
You know I was always cool with everybody because I always kept it real. I was real. I was always honest. I was always myself. And people gravitate towards me. I've always had that. I've always had people follow me. So like that's because I'm just honest with myself. And like I said, like I told you earlier, that's one thing I respect about you. You is yourself. Do you remember the Freitas?
Yeah, I remember the Freitas. I think we're still Facebook friends.
Yeah, I love the Freitas because the Freitas will straight up tell you, I ain't fighting nobody. I ain't doing this. I ain't doing that. But he was real. He was himself. He never pretended to be nobody else.
Right.
And I like the person, just like I like you as a person. I have to be no thug. You know, I hate it when people used to come up to me and act like be yourself. I'm either going to
like, okay, recalibrate. Okay, that's right.
tell me they
Make sure I'm saying the reality.
is you ain't never popped no good. You never did nothing.
Like I said, I'm only used to be with her.
They try to impress me because you found out I was locked up. Like, that ain't brag.
That ain't nothing to brag about at all.
Like being away for 11 months or not knowing what time of day it is, or a motherfucker telling you when you can wash your ass and when you can't. My first day there, I got in a fight with my cellmate.
Damn.
Because he had me fucked up. I don't know if I can cut on this.
No, you're good. You're good. I'm not monetized yet, so you're good.
We get there, we got the bunk beds and shit. And he had the bottom bed. He's like, the bottom was mine. I'm like, cool. I started making my shit on the top. He like, that's mine too. Nah, you got me fucked up, dog.
You got that. Come on, man.
Then he pushed me, and then I swung on him when we went at it. But I ain't gonna lie to you. His name CJ. Me and this dude is best friends to this day. That's my dog.
Right.
But he told me I was intimidated by you when you came in because you was swole. Like I used to be really in shape. You know what I'm saying? Like I was like, bro, but I didn't come here acting tough, bro. I'm still trying to process why I'm in here.
Right.
But we looked out for each other. It was cool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because I ain't gonna lie, when I first met you, my first thought was I'm not gonna piss this man off because I don't want him to eat me.
I was angry, but I was cool at the same time. Like, as long as you didn't disrespect me, we was good.
Yeah, definitely.
I felt like
And
you
now,
just got a problem.
yeah, and that was one of those reasons. Like I said, I was just like, I'm gonna just try to be on this, and I tried to be on a lot of people's good side. Sometimes I wasn't so successful, but more often than not, I was always on. I tried to be on everybody's good side.
So here's the thing about you, right? I had a couple friends in high school with the type of personality that you had. So a lot of people didn't know how to deal with your personality. So I remember people used to be talking shit about you, and I used to defend you, bro. Like you didn't even know this. People like, oh, Brown this, Brown that. I said, I bet Brown knock your ass out, though. I bet you that. I bet you that shit. I said, I know a real nigga when I see one, bro. That he smart, but I guarantee you, if you disrespect this man, he'll put hands on you. You know what I'm saying? I guarantee you, if you try to fight him, it won't be no easy fight. I promise you that. So, like, I never gave you grief. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, bro, I used to always tell you, bro, you funny as hell.
Hey, that is something I got a lot of. That was a crazy.
Bro, like, I used to be, and I felt like you used to fuck with me on purpose, bro, because I used to be in the baddest of moods, and you would come say something fucking stupid to me, bro. I was like, this motherfucker here, man. Like, I said, this goddamn dude right here, bro. This nigga funny as hell. That's what I used to say to myself, bro.
Now, so one of your guys here who worked indirectly for you. I don't remember Collins. Collins. He was. I want to say he was a. No, he might have been in deck, but I want to say he was an engineman. But it was Collins and it was another guy. He used to always talk shit. Me and him used to always talk shit to, but he was definitely an engineer. These two dudes, and Collins is gonna hate me because I don't remember if he was a engineer or if he was in deck department.
I don't remember Collins, bro.
Yeah, so he was one of the guys that was working for me with the Tiger team in 2015.
Was he black?
No, he was white.
Okay, I don't remember Collins.
And there was a couple of guys. Who had to work under me from several departments for a while, and I actually it was probably the only time that I ever had to raise my voice at anybody or act like a superior to somebody, and it was because they were late for the Tiger team muster, and I had to and I can't remember his name. He was a Master Chief. He came to me and said, "Why aren't your guys here?" I said, I don't know, Master Chief. They might be just with their departments or with their divisions doing their muster or something like that. And I had to get at them, and it was like, and he was like, when I was done, he came to me and was like, "Damn, Brown, I ain't never seen you like this before. Is everything okay?" And it was like, no, I got forced to be a leader. I had to, because I had to be. I had to be accountable for you guys, and I couldn't be accountable for you guys, so I had to find out what the hell was going on, why you guys weren't where you should have been. And I was like, this is one of the few times that I hated being a sailor, because I get it. I'm in a position of authority, right? But I would think that, things would go by smoothly because, all these guys, they don't want to see me here anyway, any damn way. So, let's just make this stuff easy so we can all leave. So it's like when I had to see these guys, when I had to work with these guys, because I don't remember if you remember, but I was in engineering for a few months in 2015.
I remember that.
Yeah, I was talking about that with Memphis last week, because he was talking, and everybody says the same goddamn story. Everybody remember how I got there.
when people talk about you, I say, you say what you want about Brown, bro, but he was a real nigga. Because everybody talking, I'm the captain. This motherfucker actually did it. He had the balls enough to go up to this man and tell him, "I want the fuck off this boat." And unfortunately, his punishment was being stuck in engineering.
Yes, everybody talking about that same goddamn. I think that was probably like the hottest topic that year. That had to be.
I don't know if you telling you. I came to you like, well, you know you fucked up, right? I don't know why you
Man,
fucked up.
look, you know how many people told me that? You know how many people told me I fucked up? Because I can tell you right.
I talked to the CO, bro. They would not let me. They blocked.
Oh, really?
So, like, you remember seeing Chief Bynum, man?
Yeah, I remember seeing Chief buy out. And man, I ain't gonna lie, don't tell nobody this, but I was like in love with her. Don't judge me.
We all was, but listen.
And I seen her, and I actually seen her the day I got out. She was working for Raytheon.
What you call had a retirement today? What was it? Leon, SAC Leon. She had a retirement today. But I was invited, but no, not today. It was yesterday, and I forgot about it. I was gonna go, but anyway, I just remember, bro, snapping. Like they wouldn't let me take leave, man. And I ended up punching doors and some more shit, bro. Like, I'm so fucking mad, bro. Like y'all gonna let me fucking boat, I'm knocking motherfucker out. And I don't know if you remember Chief Rollins. He later became.
I remember seeing Chief Rollins. Yeah.
He became Master Chief Rollins.
He became Master Chief. He actually became Master Chief while he was still there.
He became the CMC.
So he always said stay classy.
Yeah, he was funny as hell, bro.
He was the real ass MVP though.
Yeah, so he came to me, man, and he's like, "Man, what the fuck you got going on, man?" I said, "Yo, Master Chief, man to man, and not E9 to E5. Fuck that bitch, man." Like I was mad, yo. And he's like, "Man, you can't be going around punching doors and calling chiefs bitches and shit." I said, "Man, I don't fuck about none of that shit." But the only thing, he was like, they want to sing you up, right? I said, I'm gonna tell you right now, Master Chief, y'all send me to DRB, don't think I'm just gonna sit there and take it. I'm gonna tell every last one of you what I think about you. I won't be in there.
Word.
So he's like, "Man, don't worry. All you had to do was come to me. You need leave? I got you, right?"
Right.
But the thing was, a week prior, I went to medical because I've been playing in my skate from the Navy for a while. I went to medical and told them I had anger issues and stuff like that. So the doctor prescribed me these pills and appointments and shit.
Right.
And there was a change. So when I went up there, that's what got me from not going to math.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because I had already went to medical. I wasn't right in the head. You know what I mean? Like, but the thing that made me mad was this was before we had InSips, like you could do it on a computer.
Yeah.
This one we still had to do the paper checks. I had to that lady I've been coming to her for a month trying to get my paper signed, bro. And she kept pushing me off. So the day she finally looked at it, she looked at my paper and she said, "You can't go on leave." I'm like, "Why?" "Because Liriano going on leave."
Right.
So at the time, he was in deck department. And then he crossed over to be an engineer.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, Brandon, he was full post.
So he ended up putting leave in while he was in deck the same time I put leave in while, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So when he came to my division, he was in my duty section. So she's like, "You can't take leave." I'm like, "Why?" "Because he take leave." I'm like, "What the fuck they got to do with me?" "Both of y'all in the same division, same section, you're not going there." So one thing about me, when I'm pissed off, the more I try to calm myself down, the more pissed off I get.
Yeah.
Because when I try to calm myself down, I'm just thinking about the stupid shit you saying. So I'm like, "Hold up. I've been coming in here for a month. Goddamn paper sign. And get the fuck out of my office type shit."
Word.
And before I know it, I just kicked the fucking door in, bro. I kicked the fuck out that door, bro. I'm a broke it. Because I was just angry. Like, I needed a break, bro. And like, I remember she was like, "What the fuck wrong with you? You was the fuck was wrong with me. You. I'm about to kill all y'all motherfuckers." Like, I snapped.
Damn.
But you know, luckily I didn't go to mass. You know, they sent me to medical evaluated, bro. But that was me though. Like as I said earlier, I didn't give a fuck about your rank. You
Yeah.
talk, oh, you did, because that was disrespectful to me, especially since I had been coming there for a whole month trying to get my shit signed,
Right.
and now
I
you
feel-
telling me I can't fucking no, we're not gonna do that. But like I
yeah.
said, shout out to Master Chief Rollins because he was a real one. He was like, bro, if you know if you needed that, you could have just came straight to me, and he approved it. He
Right.
approved it. I didn't get 12 days, and I was straight. You know what I'm saying?
So when you got out of the Navy, right? Because
Right.
everybody loves, when they get that DD 214. And I know you said the first thing you thought was freedom. Okay. Where did you? How did you end up getting to the point where you are now?
As far as what, like a job, music?
As far as working and getting to music, and then because I know you talked about getting to music, but what was the step-by-step process from getting out to all of us to all of us finally finding out who Big Scheme really was?
Well, while I was still in, I went to the 5th floor because I attempted suicide. So I turned myself in, and they got me off the ship that I was on. So I ended up going to Marmac, right? And I went to Marmac, and I was on Limdu, man. And for a while, bro, I wouldn't even come to work, bro. Like I was just like, yo, they ain't looking, because every time I would come to work, they'd send me right home. Like I get there,
Right.
at 7:30. We had the muster at 7:30. 7:35, they was like, you can go. I'm like, man, they come back. I stayed in Newport News, so I'm not gonna keep driving back and forth. I stopped coming. But where I fucked up, I told was one morning we had a phone buster, right? I woke up that morning and typed my name in, right?
Yeah.
But it never went through. So when I woke back up at 8:00, seen a red notification like how your messages don't go through.
Yeah.
My shit never went through. So I sent it again. Next thing you know, about 10 minutes later, hey, everyone, we need you to come. We need you to pull in.
Oh,
And
damn.
he was like, where you been, man? I said, I got my medical appointment. I played off. I got my medical appointment to share Little Creek, man. Oh, okay. Well, we about to put you in security.
Oh,
Hey,
damn.
I was cool, bro. I'm talking about at this point, I hadn't been to work in 3 months. Like I was just at the crib just chilling. You know what I'm saying? So like I got caught and had to go to security, bro. So I had to watch the and shit. But anyway, once I got out of it, I was still doing music around this time. I was always doing music while I was in. But I was traveling, doing what I needed to do and shit. So but when I got out, actually Memphis helped me get that job, man, that I got.
All right.
I had he got me on at the shipyard at the time because it was like he's like, bro, you're an engineer, you gonna make hella bread. I can get you on if you need it. I like, I ain't trying to work there, bro. Like that'd be the last resort,
Right. Hey, but shit. When you got one thing I can say about Memphis though, he is one of the homies. He always has somebody back.
Yeah, always. That's my dog, bro. That's my brother.
And he clowned my ass about that. He clowned my ass about that whole situation with the Commodore though.
I'm gonna clown your ass too, boy. I said he really fell for that. Like he really thought this dude was gonna get him off the boat. You gonna see?
Hey, I really did. Hey, no cap. I really did though.
Hey, you the reason I ain't go forward with it, bro.
Hey, somebody had to be the guinea pig, right?
Somebody guinea pig, man. You did it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. But like, look, bro, like it was real shit. I'm glad you're doing good. You know what I'm saying? I admire you as a black father taking care of your kids, man.
Likewise.
You started your podcast. I remember you telling me a while back you've been thinking about starting a podcast. You started your stuff, and it's small right now, bro, but it's only gonna grow. You know what I'm saying?
And that's what I'm going for, man. Like I said, we're gonna both get to 1 million. We're gonna get there.
I've watched people. There's this dude I watch named Phil, right?
Mm-hmm.
He got this channel talking about black issues and stuff like that. I remember watching that brother when he only had 1,000 followers. This dude got up to 1 million or something now. Like I was there from the beginning. You know what I'm saying? I watched them. Or I just watch people as they grow.
Yeah.
Kevin Samuels, another dude, man. I remember watching Kevin when he was. A lot of people don't know this because he was always talking about women, but Kevin originally started out talking about
talking to men. Yeah.
And
actually before that, he was talking about, how to dress, how to smell, how to work on your confidence, all that stuff. Yeah. I wasn't a huge fan of Kevin Samuels back then. I didn't actually know about him until just before he started talking about him.
Yeah. So but the stuff he's telling men to do is what I already do. I have the gift of gab, man. And I hate it sometimes because I'm sick. I ain't gonna say I'm sick, but I can't help myself.
Right.
And it got to the point where I don't have to talk to a female. They talk to me.
Right.
Me, or oh, you smell good, or whoever asked about merchandise earlier, man. I don't only have clothes. I got cologne too. So I got this 24K cologne, man. I'm telling you right now, bro. When I walk past a woman and they smell that, you know what I mean? They in love.
Ha, I heard that.
Love, man. So I put that on. I'm feeling good. I only rock my own stuff. You know what I'm saying? You see the shirt, and if you see the pants, I got the 24K on the pants too. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Sometimes we'll put it on our shoes too. So I stopped rocking polo or Saint Laurent or do I rock my own shit?
Yeah, I hear you. See, me, everything I rock is plain.
Yeah. Matter of fact, man, I'm gonna see you a 24K shirt, man.
Yeah. Just hit me in the inbox and we'll work on that. All right.
Sure.
Yeah, and so we won't get out of here. So we're gonna get out of here because we both got lives. We got kids. We got things to do. Just got one more thing. You got anything you want to tell to the audience? For the future, man.
Hey, man, that's all I can say. Look out for you, boy. I appreciate anybody that ever take their time. The viewers who listen today, who took their time to go to my page or listen to me, follow me. Big _ team. BIG _
And that's on Instagram, right?
Right. Anybody that follow back.
Yeah, so Instagram, and when I get done getting this video set up, I'm gonna put all that information out on the in the description so everybody can see that. I want to thank everybody for tuning in today. Again, thank you, a big thank you to my moderator, Black Angel TV. You're the greatest, and a special thank you to Big Scheme for joining in. But y'all don't know he got that blue check mark on Facebook, so that's a huge leap for the big homie.
Yeah, appreciate you.
So yeah, I will definitely make sure everybody knows about that, and when you get all that stuff put out there, I'm gonna definitely do my best to show the support, and we're gonna have to do this again sometime too, because it's always good to have the homies on, and if anything, you did me a big favor by being here. So
right.
Obviously a huge thank you to that, and we're gonna rock out with that.
I love to help out. I got a big platforms where I can help somebody. Also, y'all download the latest album, man. Me and my boy Big Osama. Free my nigga, man. He locked up. He get out at the end of the month, but free him. We just dropped the album called The Biggest. You know what I'm saying? So check that out.
Okay, I don't think you sent me that one, so I'm gonna look it up. Is it on YouTube at all now?
It should be just type in. Let me make sure real quick before we get off this thing.
Right.
Let me type in myself. Damn. What's my name?
What's that?
I was trying to think, what's my name? Let me see. Oh yeah, it's on YouTube. So yeah, it's The Biggest. It's called.
Okay, The Biggest. I see it right here. Big Scheme Jihad.
Yeah, The Biggest.
Okay, so with that said, again, a huge shout out to Memphis and everybody who showed up to the show today. Black Angel TV, thank you for coming on as usual. Another thank you to Mom, who's always the first person to drop a like. Love you, Mom. And baby mom number 2 for her participation. And of course, like I said, big shout out, big thank you to you, Big Scheme. We're gonna get up out of here and we're gonna play one more song before we head out. So again, everybody, y'all have a good day. And as I always say, kindness is free and I'm cheap as fuck.
Hey, look, if you gonna play one more song, play that Tom Brady on that newest.
Which one now?
Play Tom Brady on The Biggest. Play that one.
We're gonna play that one. Okay, that's what we're gonna rock out to then. Hold on, let's look for it. Hold on, here we go. Yep, first song on the album. Here we go.
Play Tom Brady, man.
All right. So again, y'all guys have a good rest of y'all Saturday. And one love, everybody. Okay, here we go.
All right, bro.
All right, take it easy.
Sometimes